music enhanced by Dr. Boom Boom Pow. KTFM Floresville, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Wide receiver Stephon Diggs is signing with the Washington Commanders. It was first reported by NFL insider Jordan Schultz. It is said to be a one-year deal worth up to $12 million. Brian Schottenheimer announced yesterday that the left tackle competition for now is over, and that Tyler Guyton remains as a starter over Nate Thomas. And Micah Parsons could be back week 6. Guess who the Packers play that day? The Dallas Cowboys.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to The Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. Whatever you're doing, however you are doing it, we appreciate you spending a little time with us because we are back on the tennis courts here in Oxnard, California. Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
Obviously, plenty to get into on this Wednesday. Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer will be sitting in that chair to my right in an hour or so.
About 3 o'clock or so, roughly, give or take, and looking forward to talking to Shotty about everything that's going on and everything that's transpired here so far in Camp 2026. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
And today's more or less an off day for the players. I believe a little bit of walkthrough, no big open to the public practices, open to the media practice for that matter. And, you know, Schottenheimer going through the 2 days, day off, 2 days, day off kind of scenario. Although Friday will also be an off day because, you know, Jerry is a marketing genius. And it was like, you know what we can't do, boys, is have a day off on a Saturday or Sunday when all the masses of people can come. So you got to schedule it in that way. And, you know, yesterday we told you the Cowboys, like a lot of NFL teams, put in a new media policy about filming stuff. And that lasted about 10 minutes. And, Cowboys, like, film it all. We film it all.
No, of course. And the media lost its mind. Apparently, the Cowboys Dallas media lost their minds. We talked about it briefly here on the Blitz yesterday, but kind of funny. When it comes to the media, the one thing I will say about Jerry Jones is he likes the media. He always has. He's always been good to the media, much better than any other professional team I've ever been around. And so – yeah, he knows. You got to keep the guys happy.
It's a complete opposite of, say, the San Antonio Spurs.
Or the Houston Texans or the New England Patriots or anybody else, for goodness sake.
True, but, I mean, the Spurs might be the strictest.
Could be.
More so than Houston, the Texans more so than the Patriots. But the Spurs continue to be in the news, sort of. They don't want to be in the news. They never want to be in the news, for that matter. But the mayor, Gina Ortiz-Jones, is continuing her quest to waste everybody's time and energy in trying to get a second vote. And again, I know I would like to ask her, and we have invited her on the show. And
many times.
Had Prop A and Prop B not passed last November, would the mayor be asking for a second vote for the city of San Antonio?
Of course not.
Okay, just checking.
Of course not.
Just checking.
No, because she gets her way. A great comment on Twitter. Some guy said, nothing like democracy to continue to vote until you get the results that you want.
Sure.
And it's just ridiculous. So she's got a bunch of, what do you call it, town hall meetings?
Well, she's calling them listening sessions, which I find interesting because she is not listening to the voters of San Antonio who have already spoken. They voted yes. Bexar County voters who happen to be San Antonio residents.
Well, absolutely, and you should probably listen to those folks. because they did vote. It passed. It's done. As we heard R.C. Buford yesterday, the work's already started. I mean, my goodness, it has already started. Here's what irritates me, Jason, and I'm going to say this. Don't know this guy personally. Michael Carlos sent out a tweet today that just really pisses me off. Okay? It says, Pro Arena folks have criticized Mayor Jones' proposal to put the city's funding to a vote. But if the deal is as sweet as the Spurs campaign says, it shouldn't have any trouble passing again, right? And I'm wondering, are you a journalist or you work for Mayor Jones? Because that tweet right there seems to just reek of one-sidedness. And so I don't know where the San Antonio Current, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where the San Antonio Current stands on this particular issue, but it sounds like Michael Carlos is siding with the mayor on this thing. And that's fine if that's what you want to do, but don't call yourself a journalist.
Well, I think at some point, though, what he is saying, true. I mean, do I think it would pass again? I do. But you're also, at that point, worried about low voter turnout, which is always an issue. I don't know what else is on the ballot in November, but although I do think we're going to elect a new county judge on that ballot. So I do think to a point, yeah, what do we have to worry about? But there's no point of spending the money that would be needed, the campaigning for and against, because it's a vote that's already happened. Even if this, and I do not think that she has the support of city council to make all this happen anyway. So these listening sessions are a greater waste of time. All she has to do is, do a straw poll amongst the city council to see if she would have the votes. She doesn't, according to the Express News. So a total waste of time.
But that's what she's hoping for, Jason. Yeah. She's hoping to gather support, and the people that she'll get them fired up. They'll call their council person and get them to change their mind. That's exactly what she's doing. And so that's why she's doing this, and that's it. Look, it doesn't matter whether it would pass again. That makes no difference whatsoever. The fact of the matter is not everybody that lives in Bexar County would be able to vote on that. I wouldn't be able to because of where I live. Folks that live in different areas wouldn't get to vote. And so it's just it's a complete farce. And it just irritates me that so-called journalists would send out a tweet like that. And my response was just, I mean, that's just not the way that it works. We had an election. It passed. It's over. That's it. You don't get redos because you didn't like the outcome, and really disappointed in that tweet from Michael Carlos.
Well, I agree. I'm disappointed with the tweet from the mayor wanting to have these listening sessions. It just is such a waste of time and energy, and the political game that she is trying to play. And for the life of me, this is what you're battling on. You know, when we had Mark White from District 10 on with us, you know, he's talking about how the city government works. Because I asked him straight up, like, I don't know if you can put like a real number on it, but you've got city staff members that are now spending time and energy to put together these listening sessions. You know, I don't know if they're all salary or hours, but they're putting work in. They're spending their days getting ready for these listening sessions, as opposed to the budget deficit that they are trying to figure out, the energy and efforts on what programs might get chopped, what different things that, I mean, like, there's so many other productive things that you figure city staff could be doing. You know, one of the things that, for me, you know, we're all busy, right? Everybody is busy. But are you productive? I'd rather be productive than just doing a bunch of busy work. And it feels like the mayor now has a bunch of people doing a bunch of busy work that isn't going to amount to a hill of beans when it's all said and done.
Well, again, it is a complete waste of time, and it's just getting to the point where it's irritating. I really thought that the R.C. Buford letter yesterday would put an end to all of this, and maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I know a lot of different outlets, media outlets, have interviewed various people on this entire thing, and so I don't know. But what she is hoping to do, it's clear as a bell, with these listening sessions to get people fired up and have them call their council person to get them or try to get them to change their mind. That's exactly what she's doing. And she doesn't have a lot of time to get that done. She's got until August 17th. And so that's where we're looking at, and that's what it is right now. So it's just a complete waste of time.
It really is. But enjoy.
And so undemocratic at that. You didn't like the results of the vote. So we got to do it again until you get the result you want. And that just it goes against everything that we stand for in this country. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous, and it gets me fired up. And I'm having a great day, by the way.
We are having a great day.
Great day.
Great day.
Unbelievable. So, all right, well, we got a lot to do. As we mentioned, Brian Schottenheimer is going to join us here at 3 o'clock-ish. All right, so that's the time frame that they're giving us. So looking forward to talking with the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys coming up here in less than an hour. We've got a lot to get into, though, that is for sure. Cowboys, again, not officially a day off because they are having to do some stuff, but they're not practicing out there, and there's no fans out here either. A lot of news from Cowboys camp, a lot of news from around the NFL as well. We'll get into that when we continue here on The Blitz, live from Oxnard, California, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bellbond's coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All right, step up if you really know the Rangers. This is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddles, Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas, home of the Texas Rangers.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Farm.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
In the automotive industry, time and trust mean everything. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big problems for your operation. That's why Napa believes in testing the 5 critical components in every vehicle: the battery, starter, alternator, relay, and serpentine belt. And why we deliver the parts, tools, and expertise you need to catch problems before they become breakdowns. So test every vehicle and trust the name that keeps your bays busy and your business moving full speed ahead.
Napa know-how. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Roseanne's lost all of her humor. She's a miserable woman.
I never found her funny, so she just got more miserable.
Snooki. Damn.
She was a cochina. She was like, bleh.
All right. Enough of this. Grow up, Vic. I can't do this all day.
Oh, yes, we can.
That's a Jersey Susia.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio. On South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cowboys training camp 2026. That's where we are here in Oxnard, California. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're having a great one. This is The Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And before we get into Cowboys camp, Jason, just a signing today that will affect the Cowboys.
Yep.
And that is that Stephon Diggs is signing a one-year deal with the Washington Commanders.
Worth up to $12 million. I mean, Diggs is you look at a receiver like or a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, to get a receiver like Diggs, and we all kept thinking it was going to be Brandon Ayuk, right? And
until he went kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, but again, the team thinks they could help you win, they'll deal with all kinds of stuff. But I think that's a really sneaky good move for Washington. If everybody can stay healthy and Jaden Daniels can get back to the level of play his rookie year where he took him to the NFC Championship game, they could be pretty dangerous. I still think the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East. But you look at Washington and Philadelphia, and the Giants would be better. I just don't know how good the Giants will be. And you think about the Cowboys going through light work today, no real practice, no media availability. The coordinators are going to talk later this afternoon on the podium. Brian Schottenheimer will join us live here on the Blitz right around 3 o'clock, give or take, San Antonio time. But I think some of the bigger news is happening down in Houston. Now, it's 74 degrees here in Oxnard. And I saw our friend Jane Slater from the NFL Network tweet out that she's melting in that Houston heat. But she's down there and watching Tank Dell go through a padded practice for the first time since 2024.
Well, and that's good for him. I'm happy for Tank Dell that he's back and apparently healthy and ready to go. And that just makes that Houston team that much more dangerous. I'm going to tell you, with the defense that they have, that they've improved, at least they hope so, with Jadeveon Clowney. My goodness, if that offense gets rolling and you've got both of those wide receivers doing what they do, it's going to be a dangerous team, my friend.
You think about Tank Dell when he's healthy, just how talented he is. But, man, that kid has dealt with so many injuries since he came into the league. I mean, the broken leg his rookie year, then, of course, that he got shot, although that was, quote-unquote, minor injuries. And then that gruesome knee injury in that game against Kansas City. Incredible touchdown catch, but you wondered at the time, would he actually ever get back to playing? And the curiosity level is he going to be close to what he was before that gruesome knee injury? He missed all of last year. But you think about C.J. Stroud, and you add in a player like Tank Dell that, I think a lot of people forget about, unless you're a diehard in the Woods Texans fan, just because he's been gone for so long or always hurt. But my goodness, you had a guy like that into the mix, and if he's close to what he was, that Texans going to the Super Bowl thing becomes a lot more realistic.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I had to pick a favorite in the AFC right now, it would be the Houston Texans. And again, we can all sit here and speculate and make our predictions, and it's a long journey. Health, obviously, is the biggest concern for every football team. So that being said, if C.J. Stroud can play up to certainly what he did his rookie year, but if he can just be half of that and not make dumb mistakes and put that defense in bad spots, I'll tell you what, this team is going to be dangerous. They're going to be really dangerous, and they would be my pick out of the AFC.
I don't know that I can actually pick the Texans right now, August 5th, to say they would be my pick for the Super Bowl, because I still want to see what Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are going to be like. I really like what Baltimore is doing, but they've got a first-year head coach. How's that going to be? I never count out Patrick Mahomes. And quite honestly, you look at Denver. Again, Denver's kind of. Do I trust them to get there? Just watching this morning, a lot of talk about Jacksonville. I'm not necessarily buying Jacksonville in that mix yet, but when you hearing on TV this morning, they were talking about all these AFC teams, and the Houston Texans weren't mentioned, and that is a mistake. They need to be a part of that conversation.
They absolutely have to be, and again, I have no issue saying that I think they'll be there. Buffalo is Buffalo. I mean, they're gonna Buffalo. It's gonna happen. The Texans have a running game. They're gonna have both of their wide receivers back. The defense obviously is going to be the defense, and it is going to be solid. The only question mark there that you have, and I have the same question mark with the Denver Broncos, is at quarterback. I'm not sold on Bo Nix yet. I'm just not. I don't know. I think he can be, maybe, but is he there yet? I'm not sure, and that could be an issue for them, just like C.J. Stroud could be an issue for the Houston Texans.
Well, and what about the Chargers and their quarterback, Justin Herbert?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, this guy's having a rough training camp.
Dude, let me tell you something. You talk about making your head explode. I saw that yesterday, and I just if I'm Jim Harbaugh, I put a stop to that immediately. I don't know if you saw this or not, but there was a tweet out of Chargers training camp where Justin Herbert and his what's her name?
Madison Beer,
his
fiance.
His fiance. She's rubbing his hair on the sidelines, and they're all kissy face and right. I mean, on the sidelines at training camp, the dude's at work. All right, when you go home and she's there waiting for you in your house or your hotel room or whatever the hell it is, do all the kissy face stuff you want, but when you're on the field, to me that just is a bad look.
I can only imagine what the teammates felt like, right? And when you're a quarterback and you're setting the tone, the idea of I look at like Travis Kelce might be the best example, because he ended up with a superstar girlfriend, now wife. But the way everything was handled from Andy Reid down about adding that into the mix is a challenge. And, now Harbaugh saw him on TV a couple weeks ago talking about how great she is and all this kind of stuff. But you see that at practice, and you're like, you've got to be kidding me.
It's a bad look. I mean, to me, it's just a horrible look. And, Pledge is calling me out because there's not enough PDA for Selena Gomez. But it's apples and oranges, Pledge.
Vacation and work.
You just got to think for a minute before you send out a stupid statement like that.
Well, it's Pledge.
Well, one was on a French Riviera on a yacht. The other one's at work.
Well, the one said, the headline talked about PDA, and there wasn't enough of it for Joe.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
When you're on a boat in the French Riviera, you ought to be all over her.
Yes.
Lawn chairs over, sinks and in bathrooms and using the anchor. I mean, all of it. You use everything. Anchor. I mean, come on. But when you're at work and you are the leader of your football team and you're sitting there like some kind of goof, And I get it, and every guy in the world would probably like to change places with Justin Herbert, but I'm just saying, to me, that was a bad look, my friend.
You wonder if the Chargers will continue to allow, because I agree with you. Like, you're at practice. And, that was
just horrible.
I knew as soon as I saw that, and I sent it in our group chat, and as soon as Joe opened his phone, yes.
It's just, my gosh. And I like Justin Herbert. I would like to see him have some success. I saw a headline, and I can't remember what publication it was or what website it was, that said the Chargers just lost any chance they had at the Super Bowl with this yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, because obviously Justin Herbert is walking around with a stiffy all day long with her out there and rubbing the hair. It's kind of hard to play quarterback with a Woody. I got it all. Goodness. To give that center a little extra squeeze, huh?
Whoa. I think it's the other way around.
Well, maybe. I
Lord.
don't.
Take your legs.
Is that a lifesaver? Or are you just happy to see me?
Lifesaver. The hell's wrong with you?
Oh, my gosh. Come on, Justin. Do better. I'm happy for you. The whole male population is happy for you. All right? But just not at work, buddy. Not at work.
Not at work.
No.
Not at work.
Oh, my goodness. Just ridiculous. Cowboys yesterday. They did have a practice. Now, one guy that has made an impression on, and we'll ask Shotty about Jaden Blue when we have him on here at the top of the hour. But he seems to be more focused. He seems to be more into what he's doing here at training camp, where he didn't so much last year. And the Cowboys would really like to see that, because they would like to have him as that change of pace guy to Javonte Williams.
Well, you look at Jaden Blue's having a good camp. And, I was on with Rob this morning, and, he's one that seems to be flashing, that maybe you didn't expect to after kind of a rough rookie year. He was asked yesterday after practice what has led to his great start to camp.
Just being more intentional. Like I said, man, this offseason, my main priority was just, making sure that I, stayed in the playbook and was doing the things that the coach was asking me to do. And, I took that, to the heart. And, like as you said, I'm having a great camp so far. And, I didn't want to, come in here and start slow, like I did last year. I wanted to make sure, I came in here and started fast and proved myself.
Well, and so far he's had a good game. He's paying attention. He's hustling. He's making some solid runs, even against that defense in pads. And so far, so good.
Well, and again, I mean, the guy was hammered quite a bit last year by the general public.
As he should have been.
In the locker room and in the meeting rooms, they call that constructive criticism. and he did say he took that to heart.
Absolutely. I knew that there was some, constructive criticism that was going to come with it. But, that's all a part of it. And, I took that as motivation. And I also looked myself in the mirror like, I got to be better, if I want to be where I want to be.
And I'm glad the attitude is completely different from this year to last when it comes to Jaden Blue. And I just think he feels a little bit better. He feels more prepared. And anytime you're prepared, you're more confident. And I think all of those things go hand in hand. And he's having it's early still, but he's having a good camp.
He is having a good camp. And part of that, too, is, you hear athletes, football players, always talking about the game slowing down, and Jaden says that has happened for him.
The game has slowed down a lot to me. It's kind of coming easy to me now. Like I said, man, I probably know the playbook like the back of my hand now. So, once I know the playbook like that, I can play fast.
And that's exactly what he needs to do. I liked everything about that except probably. I know he knows that playbook like the back of his hand, because I think last year he thought he was coming in, Longhorn, blah, 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 and remember he had those fancy shoes that gave him blisters. You're not seeing any of that.
None of that
anymore. And again, if he can be that guy, that's going to be really good for this Dallas Cowboys team.
Yeah, just, as quick and elusive as he can be and is, about a third down back that can get out of the backfield for a swing pass and make people miss. And there's all kinds of stuff that he can do. So looking forward to seeing Jaden Blue. Looking forward to talking again with Brian Schottenheimer. Top of the hour, he will join us here on the Blitz. Looking forward to that. Yeah. We'll continue live from Oxnard, California, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing and Solar. I've been doing it for a long time, and I tell you what, I'm very proud to do it. This is a local company. It's a family-owned company, and they're just simply the best in the business. And I know that because, well, they've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas since 1983. Look, that should tell you all you need to know about their reputation, about the quality of work that they do, because you just don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right, and you don't care about your customers. Certainly, Stevens Roofing and Solar does. If you've been thinking about solar panels for your house, and I know a lot of people are these days, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company you need to remember. The number you need to remember is 210-785-0994. Let them know what you're thinking about doing. They'll help you put a plan in place and exactly the money that you want to spend, and they'll get it taken care of. They will treat you just like they've treated every customer that they have since 1983. Your roof, that's obviously their specialty, right? If you think there's something wrong with that, you want them to check it out, they will, for free, under no obligation. All you have to do is call them, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You know, life is too short to drive the same car every day. A Pascucci Prestige membership gives you access to an incredible collection of exotic and luxury vehicles whenever you want to change things up. Learn more at PascucciPrestige.com.
Nobody builds a business without hearing a few reasons it won't work. Too risky, too crowded, too ambitious. But the people who move things forward usually hear those words first. Because growing a business takes more than optimism. It takes nerve, and eventually, a partner built for what's next. That's Next Rodeo. Big thinking, proven creative. For businesses still moving forward. Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want. Meet us at thenextrodeo.com.
Experience the largest gun show in Texas this weekend in Bryan. Texas Gun Shows is open Friday from noon to 7 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Don't miss Texas Gun Shows at the Legends Event Center in Bryan this Friday through Sunday.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at ChristusHealth.org.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we're celebrating our 50th year of the Hunters Extravaganza. Join us in San Antonio August 7th through 9th. Come see Gator Country, Heart of Texas snake handlers, enter the deer competition, and compete in the annual indoor 3D archery tournament. Discover the latest hunting gear and apparel, book hunts, and find everything you need for the hunt. The Hunters Extravaganza, brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association. Get tickets at TTHA.com.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now, 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
There will not be a full contingent. AJ will be in-house, getting you ready for a full day of sports, Dallas Cowboy training camp, and everything you need to know. Do your homework. Be prepared. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How about him, Cowboys? San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oxnard, California, we are live. This is the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. And, you know, there's one guy, I can't put a name to it, Jason, but I miss the guy.
Do you?
Well, not really.
I mean, you really miss him this week because of the help that he generally provides.
Absolutely.
In Oxnard, California. The great R.J. Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com. Joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. He is not in Oxnard. But, RJ, as we were trying to figure out dinner last night, I said, you know, we've got to go to Toppers at some point. And if we don't make it to Toppers before RJ is on with us Wednesday, he's going to give us a bunch of crap because that would have been our Sunday night spot if he was here because that's his favorite spot. I'm like, I want to try Pizza Man Dan. No, we got to go to Toppers. We got to pay respects to the bush that Tim Spence destroyed. And that pizza's still wonderful. How you doing, RJ?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you guys. Glad to see you've been working hard. You know, glad to see Joe's been washing dishes. I can see those guns. They look swole, Joe. Good for you. Finding work where you can. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm glad you guys exercised the demons at Toppers. You know, you had to go back. That was the song that played. I mean, it's called Memories. You got to go back to where it all began. I didn't know they had jalapeno poppers there. That's great to learn. But next thing you got to eat is well, you got to get those croissants now that Rob ate like he was an ACD. You know what I'm talking about? Just the
Spud nuts.
Yeah.
Spud nuts.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
By the way, we did a video and sent it to Spence last night just to remind him that we were thinking about him and his puke fest there at Toppers.
We'll always have that in common, all of us together.
Yes.
Nice.
One of the most bizarre things I think I've ever been through, I'll be honest with you.
But, you know, it is certainly there. Now, what hasn't been a puke fest, if you will, with that kind of terminology, is what we're seeing out here at training camp. And, RJ, we got Brian Schottenheimer going to join us here in about 30 minutes or so, and I'm going to ask him this. Because 2 years ago, you remember the vibe was just weird with Mike McCarthy's last training camp, or what turned out to be his last training camp as head coach of the Cowboys. Last year, I don't know, it was just I don't know. This year, the vibe is incredible. The energy, the confidence, just everything about this camp feels so different than a year ago and certainly 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, I've never spoke to Shotty personally, but when you do, please tell him that I said go Gators from one to another.
Sure. That probably won't happen, but go ahead.
But I attribute it to him. I truly do. I think that they have, as an organization, I wouldn't put this on McCarthy or Shotty. Each of the last 2 years was handicapped by, you know, a variety of things, right? It's 2 years ago, clearly the lame duck year for the outgoing head coach. Last year, it's the brand new year, and he's kind of saddled with some staff that he figured out and is learning on the fly. He's figuring out how to be head coach for the first time in the NFL. He's got 1 million people in his ear. He's got a Micah contract situation that he's got to talk about every time he sits behind a microphone. So, I mean, you know, we've talked a lot about the lack of drama. I feel like that is it. That allows everyone to breathe and to be themselves. And I mean, I feel like we're seeing the fruits of that labor, and it sounds like the same old party line. But when the elephant has had property in the room for so long and it's no longer there, suddenly you feel like you can put a couch over there.
Well, I tell you what, RJ, it really is. It's so noticeable, and we talked about this. I mean, we've talked about it all week. In fact, it's just the vibe is that much different. You know, when they first put on the pads on Monday, the defense clearly won the day, and I don't think anybody can debate that, although Schotty tried to do that on his Tuesday press conference. But it was good to see the defense flying around. It was good to see guys like Overshone getting some work in, although he is a little bit dinged up now. And just good as Siobhan Revelle has been another guy that has stood out here at camp thus far early on. Seeing those guys play and the promise, if they're healthy and they remain that way, you got to be optimistic. If the offense can do anything like it did last year and the defense is that much better, I think the optimism is warranted.
Yeah, I mean, and players who, you know, I like to think of it as players whose jerseys aren't available in the pro shop, right? Like the guys who aren't necessarily, you know, on the billboards and things like that. When those dudes start to pop, all of a sudden the floor for who you are really rises and really elevates. And Savon Revelle is definitely one of those. The fact that Jayshawn Barham, I think you can make an argument that Jayshawn Barham is kind of the you know, story of defensive rookies, right? He's kind of outshining Caleb Downs in some capacities. And so you've got those guys who are coming along, and now the Caleb Downses of the world don't have to just be Herculean to carry the efforts that are not happening elsewhere. And so I think that's what's really exciting. These are new names, new players, and I think, you know, I think it makes sense that the defense would win early on. These dudes have spent a year being told how they were quite literally the worst in franchise history. And a lot of them actually weren't even a part of it, right? Like if you had to right now rank who you think are the top 5 most important just humans on the defensive side of the ball, you might go Christian Parker, Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark. Maybe you'd say Kobe Durant these days, Caleb Downs, Jayshawn Barham. None of those people were on the team at this point a year ago. Kenny Clark got there, you know, the fastest of all of them. But that's my point. Like, you know, out are the Kenneth Murrays and the Kyrie Elans and the Trayvon Diggses and obviously the Micah Parsonses. And so there's a new energy, and I think everybody wants, you know, to reinforce a message that this is our identity. We're not who you think everybody was last year.
And that is very true. RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You mentioned Barham, and he has. I mean, you talk about a guy that has popped. We had Malachi Lawrence on the show yesterday, and for a first-round guy, very much under the radar. You go into the pro shop, there are racks of 13, you know, T-shirts, jerseys, didn't see anything with 57 on it, right? But he's playing well, but you know, that's secondary, and Kobe Durant, that dude's been making plays all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, nobody cares that he's got number 2 anymore, right? Like, everybody's like, hey, dude, you can have it. Like, you kind of earned this thing. And I think that I think the room is worth, you know, applying some context within, right? Like, because I think right now he's the best corner on the team. But this is a room in an area where, you know, it was possible for someone to rise to the top. So an unknown, with all due respect to Deron Bland, we're 3 years removed from his all-pro season. And that was, I think we all even acknowledged at the time, a bit of lightning at the bottom with the way the pick sixes were happening and whatnot. And Savon Revelle, a lot of potential, a lot of possibility, but still kind of figuring it out in the NFL because he was coming back from injury last year. Kobe Durant's kind of the only dude who's, like, been there and done that and played legitimate football, played in legitimate games, played in a legitimate defense. So I think he's the one who's, like, not fazed by any of this outside of Caleb Downs. And he does kind of strike me as some sort of dude who's like, you want to take my number? This dude's like, this is mine. Like, I like the fact that he's kind of staking a claim on what he wants. And I think that's what this group needed. They needed some alphas in the worst way.
Well, and they've got some, and that's good to know. I'm just curious your thoughts, RJ, because you look at that defensive front, and I think at least inside they could be arguably a top 5 defensive front in the NFL. I think they're that good with the guys they have added there. I still think pass rusher is an issue. Rashawn Gary, I haven't heard his name much out here since we've been here, and again, it is early. Are you still of the opinion that the Cowboys at some point will go out and try to address that particular need?
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, it's where the low-hanging fruit is kind of hanging at that specific position. You can go out and get a depth guy. You could certainly swing for the fences and pull off the Max Crosby trade, or you can pull off the Von Miller thing if he's not hanging out with Matt Pittman with Jason fangirling all over him. But ultimately, I think that, I still don't know what they have. I don't think anybody does. You mentioned Malachi Lawrence. Like, what's he going to offer? What is Sam Williams going to offer back on this one-year deal? Right? Like, you kind of have to get through this platoon and figure out who's going to be where. Rashawn Gary hasn't flashed and hasn't popped. I don't think it's fair to expect that. I think it's easier to disrupt things along the interior at this stage in the game, with all due respect to Kenny Clark and Quinton Williams. So, Donovan Ezuraku, yesterday's conduct notwithstanding, still a name certainly to watch and to monitor in that respect. But I'm okay with them holding right now at that position, but they obviously have to make a move before, somebody else scoops up somebody like Von Miller, like the Texans did Jadeveon Clowney.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com here on the Blitz. RJ, coming into camp, the one big storyline on the offense was left tackle. And yesterday, Brian Schottenheimer said basically Tyler Guyton has won that job, reserves the right to change his mind. Do you think that's just a byproduct that year 3, the light bulb has finally gone off and he has figured out how to be an NFL tackle and live up to the first-round expectations? Or is that more of an indictment on Nate Thomas and what he has done in your mind?
Yeah, they waved the white flag after one padded practice, So I also think this was, unlike Rock the Mic that I won 10 years ago, this was a stuffed ballot operation, right? You know what I mean? Like, this was something where it kind of felt like there was always going to be one specific winner. And I think, I say that somewhat tongue-in-cheek because if Tyler Guyton's going to be a left tackle, and I think we all believe that was going to be the case, and you wanted to rattle his cage a little bit, fine, but he needs all the reps he can get, right? Like, you can tease him and toy with him and play mental warfare and say, hey, watch out, here comes Nate Thomas, or we'll kick Tyler Smith out, watch us do it. The reality is he has to work each and every single day. So I think it's a combination of maybe he truly is the best left tackle on the team. That somewhat speaks to the quality of the rest of the roster. Someone like Drew Shelton isn't ready. And the Cowboys recognize that they have to start investing in him for 2026 right away.
Well, and having said that, though, RJ, and you're right, I think Tyler Guyton needs that. But yesterday he missed a ton of work because he's got a sore elbow. DeMarvion Overshown, same way. He missed a lot of work yesterday because of a sore leg. And I guess if there is a wet blanket to throw over the optimism here, it is that. Can these guys stay healthy? Obviously Overshown his history of injury is well known, but Tyler Guyton too. And if you're going to have some nicks and dings and you can't participate in the padded practices, obviously it's not doing anybody any good.
Yeah, that's life. That's life in the NFL. It's life at NFL training camp. And I think ultimately, you look for the silver lining if you kind of paint it in certain respects, right? Like with DeMarvion Overshown specifically, it's unfortunate, but I also don't want DeMarvion Overshown out there for every snap of every practice. I want Shamar James to get some work. There's a reason that Jayshawn Barham is flashing, and we're seeing it so consistently because that opportunity is there, because it's not necessarily available for DeMarvion Overshown. So I think you have to kind of give and take in situations and circumstances like this. It is a marathon, and the marathon hasn't even begun. Like, this is the part of the 5K where they're still, like, eating the goo, like that protein weird stuff that those runners do. Like, they haven't even, fired off the gun to start running yet. So it's still a prep sort of thing.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com. Use half marathon or marathon if you're going to use the goop. You don't need that stuff for a 5K. Jaden Blue's having a really good start to training camp after a disappointing rookie season. If he can play up to expectation, the dynamic that he could add to this offense would be what?
Something they don't have, right? Like they don't have that truly. And that's why, there's Kevontae Turpin discourse online, right? Like, some people say, I'm willing to move on. I'm willing to see something else. I'm willing to give that spot to Jonathan Mingo. I don't know, whatever. But there are people who are still holdovers because he offers something that nobody else does, right? He has that speed factor. Quite literally had the fastest play in the NFL recently. And so that being said, Jaden Blue offers that. Jaden Blue offers an advanced measure of the passing game. He offers more speed, more difficulty, another one-on-one matchup that you can win, and another opportunity to make somebody pay if they're double covering CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens, shading one guy over this, that, wherever. You're going to have those dudes who are going to win. It simply cannot be CeeDee and George on a play-in, play-out basis. And then maybe it's Ryan Floyd one game. Maybe it's Jaden Blue another. You have to have those dudes who raise the floor for you. And I'm somebody who doubted it. I did not think it was possible. I'm very happy to have been proven wrong early on. And truly, this is not something the Cowboys have had in their repertoire, even since, like, Lance Dunbar. I mean, it's been about a decade since they had this kind of, you don't want to call him scat back, but flashier, faster guy who can get out in open space and all of a sudden be gone in a hurry.
You mean like a gadget guy, like Deuce Vaughn, somebody like that? Is that what you're talking about?
Go.
Wow.
Here we got it.
How dare you say his name, Joe? How dare you?
Well, exactly.
Yeah, here we got it.
He was probably here longer than he should have been, that's for sure. But, you know, what is it called, nepotism?
See what with RJ? Although every time you say Gotti, his head explodes.
Oh, my
a little,
gosh. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I promise you, I am like a 3-0 start away from like tattooing it on my forehead. You know what I mean? Like if that happens, I mean I'll be singing it from the hilltops. But and I genuinely respect and admire the gumption behind it. But you know, it's the Dallas. Let the marketing department handle this, man. Like you know, it's. I've definitely seen worse. I've had worse, but I've seen a lot better as well.
Thank you. Yes, and I have as well. So on that we agree, my friend.
RJ, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy camp from the comforts of your office there at home.
Enjoy Ventura Beach. I'm assuming that's where y'all are headed tonight. So good luck and don't work too hard. I know that's y'all's greatest con in life.
Well, it's tough. I mean, because that's what we do out here. It is work, in, 12, 14, 15-hour days.
Yes, work. And it's the 50th anniversary tonight of the Rudder Room's local ownership. So we might have to go to that birthday party.
Hey, congrats on the seal picture, Joe. I'm proud of you. Big boy, getting up near the seal.
Yeah, thanks, RJ. Appreciate that. Means a lot. It really does.
Not really. RJ Ochoa, follow him on all the socials. Read him at bloggingtheboys.com. RJ Ochoa and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
We got to take a break because we've got to leave a little window open for the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, set to join us here, at any point in time. So we're going to take a break. We are live here in Oxnard, Cowboys Training Camp 2026. This is The Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online. Just go to the website, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online, mybestbailbonds.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys Training Camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Star has South Texas' biggest sports stick, enhanced by Dr. Boom Boom Pow. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Football season is almost here, and just in time for kickoff, the new Roo Pub will be open in New Braunfels, in Creekside near the Buc-ee's. You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game, any big event, and the New Braunfels location will be no different. Heading to the coast, check out the Roo Pub in Rockport, and of course the OG Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road is the perfect place for your fantasy draft. Roo Pub number 3, opening soon in New Braunfels. We'll see you at the Roo.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
There will not be a full contingent. AJ will be in-house, getting you ready for a full day of sports Dallas Cowboy training camp and everything you need to know. Do your homework. Be prepared. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the big news of the day is that wide receiver Stephon Diggs is signing with the Washington Commanders. It was first reported by Jordan Schultz. It is said to be a one-year deal worth up to $12 million. Green Bay Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons could be back from his ACL injury last year in time to face his former team in Week 6. That's when the Cowboys head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Parsons told reporters it's very realistic.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to The Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah, here we got him.
Happy Hump Day, everybody. Hope you're having a great Wednesday afternoon. Whatever you're doing, however you are doing it, we appreciate you spending a little time with us here on The Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix.
And Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer will be joining us shortly. At any moment, you might see, if you're watching on YouTube, which you can access through sasportstar.com. He's going to come through this area at any point, get the headsets on, and be ready to go. So that is what we are trying to do at this point. It's always a fluid schedule. You're given a time, but it is practice and work, and, he's got a lot of things going on.
Well, yeah, I would say he probably does. All his coordinators are going to hit the podium here in a few minutes and talk to reporters out there. But Coach Schottenheimer nice enough to come visit with us, and we're happy about that because it's going to be a lot of fun. In fact, Christian Parker now just walking to the podium.
Yep.
Right now, he's about to address the media out there, the Cowboys' brand new defensive coordinator.
It's one of those interesting days where, 2 full, good, solid work days and then a day off here for the guys. And I believe, is Brian Schottenheimer coming in now? Yeah,
look at that.
He's coming in right now. How
Coach
you doing,
Schottenheimer. Good, Coach.
Doing well.
No, you're fine.
Man.
Perfect.
We're doing it live, as they like to say.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was explaining the process, but you could probably do it better. 2 full days.
Actually,
is kind of a light day. Were you learning anything?
Yeah, I was learning. I was like, these guys are on top of their
if
stuff.
I'm teaching, man, we're screwed.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Coach, but we try.
Yeah.
We make it sound like we know what we're talking about.
That'd be like me running this show every day. I'd be like, I can handle an hour or two, but after that, I'd be struggling.
I think you could probably do radio. 4 hours a day.
I got a face for radio.
We all do. Yet it's all this video stuff.
I'm looking at myself right there. I'm like, okay, don't look at yourself.
Yeah, no. We were talking earlier. We come out every year, have for 20-something years. A couple of years ago, it was a weird vibe at camp. Last year was different because it was your first year. This year, the vibe is so different. The confidence level, just everything about camp from our perspective. Does it feel that way to you?
Yeah, I think so. I get asked about that a lot. I think, when you start talking right away about what the goals and expectations are of your football team is the twofold. Again, build the greatest culture in professional sports, which is going to allow you to win the world championship, and we want to be playing in SoFi on February 14th. When you start talking that way and the guys start hearing it and they start believing it, I think that sets the standard where we want to go. Now, we're not going to get there without putting in the work and trusting the process, and we're going to have high highs and low lows, and that's part of the business. But the confidence that you guys feel is real.
Well, Shotty, I think what we see is that everybody talks about culture. And I think when you came in, nobody knew what you were going to do or how you were going to do it. But you've set the culture here, this place, and I believe the players are really buying into it, number one, and enjoying it.
Yeah, well, again, it's more about the guys, right? Like when we built this roster with the Joneses and Will McClay and the scouting staff and our coaches, right? Like we wanted guys that, again, couple things. They would put the team first. They would put the work in. You can't be a part of this team if you're not a competitor. I mean, it's compete every day. But the brotherhood that we're building is real. But when you look at the pieces that we've brought in, whether it's Quinton Williams, Kenny Clark, great people, incredible players, right?
Yeah.
And then you go out and you get Caleb Downs, incredible person, great player. I mean, that's what we're doing. And it doesn't mean that that we devalue talent, but there's a lot of talented players that are great characters and want to be the coach the right way and build the team, and it is that team first mentality.
As you say it that way, obviously in San Antonio we've had the Spurs organization for years, and the people that they bring in, great players, and you're seeing that even with this new young group of Spurs, great players, better people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, literally, I've been a big fan of Coach Popovich for a long time and what they built down there, because it wasn't about winning a championship. It was about sustaining success. Like, this isn't just about 2026. This is about what 5 years from now, 6, 7 years from now, like, can we build that dynasty that we're trying to do? And, again, it takes the right people, and they have it in San Antonio. They're rebuilding it now that way, and we're in year 2 of our process.
What I like, Coach, is the fact that you guys aren't shying away from, number one, Super Bowl talk, and number two, the Gotti, the greatest, the offense. And
here we got it.
And I think I don't know, I just think the confidence that I'm seeing out here among the players and the belief that they seem to have that we can actually get this done.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, again, we had nothing to do with that as coaches. I mean, that was totally them. The guys were out in Park City. They were working out together. They were throwing. They were running. They were having a good time. And they came back, and first I heard of it was from talking to a couple of the guys, and they said, what do you think? I said, well, it doesn't matter what I think. You guys have come up with it. So we want this team to be led by those guys, right? I don't play the game. I'm on the side kind of working and driving some things, but they play the game. And with that, though, comes a lot of high expectations. So we have to put the time in. We have to practice hard. We have to do the conditioning that we didn't do last year. And if you don't do that and you just think it's going to happen magically, guess what? It's not. And then, we don't want to look foolish. So, we got to back it up. It's great to talk big, but you got to back it up.
When you hear Gotti and when that became public, was that one of those things that, all right, we can do that, but keep this one in the locker room?
No, I'm not. I'm not like that. I'm not, because it's such a competitive business, man. And I think last year we had a chance to be really, really, really good. We were good. We had a chance to be even better. There was a few things in the red zone we struggled with. The ball security was not good enough. If we cleaned a couple of those things up last year, you could make the argument that we could have been maybe Gotti. This year, let's see how we respond.
Coach, do you have your guys here as far as your staff? You seem to have put together a staff that, number one, is young in some circumstances, but good football guys. Do you feel like you have the guys that you wanted here on your coaching staff?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I really felt good about what we were building last year. But again, I think part of being a great leader is when things don't fit or they're not right, you have to make tough decisions. And so what I'm so proud of us is that once that decision was made to make the changes, we started a process that was, again, very long, very detailed. Everybody was involved, from Jerry, Steven, myself, Will McClay, the other assistants that were still there. And we've got guys on both sides of the ball and special teams that are really great teachers. You got to take these athletes and you got to, that are world-class athletes, but you got to teach them what to do, teach them how to do it, and then you got to make sure that they're doing it the way that you want them to do it. And so I think we've got great teachers that understand scheme, but also the difference in the NFL a lot of time, guys, is fundamentals. If you don't play with good fundamentals and it's a great player going against a great player, you're going to struggle. The guy usually that has the better fundamentals is going to be the guy that wins more of the battles.
Brian Schottenheimer joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You talk about the decision to make the changes when you did, and we all watched last year, we understand, and we probably all agree that was the right decision. How did you as head coach convince Jerry to make some of those changes? And I say that because this offseason, as you know, things have operated differently than what we expect normally from the Dallas Cowboys, and I credit you for that.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, the conversations and communication from myself and Jerry and Steven and ownership really. It goes back to when I interviewed for the job, got the job, and it was very important to me. Like, if there's one thing a head coach's son, talking about myself as a child, learns is the importance of communication. And so, I was very open and honest throughout the course of the process with Jerry and Steven. I helped them understand the things we were doing well, the things that we need to clean up, in a lot of different areas, not just defensively, but as a football team. And so you would be surprised. I mean, because we were on the same page when it came time to make that decision, we were aligned. But again, even better than that, guys, was the process of making sure that the next guy we hired, in this case Christian Parker, that we were all aligned with that. And so, it's easy to communicate with Jerry, Steven, the Joneses, their ownership. They're awesome. And, hey, we don't always agree on things, but they're very easy to talk to. And I'm very appreciative of them.
Brian, you mentioned your dad a lot, and you always speak fondly of your father. How much of your coaching style is like his, if any?
Yeah, I would say my energy's a little different. My choice of music for practice is different. But I would say when you dig down deep, if you cut me open, I'm probably 70% Marty Schottenheimer in terms of, the attention to detail, the physicality, a lot of the core principles, I believe, in terms of preparation and taking notes and how important meetings are and that every walkthrough matters. And those were things that I was hearing at the dinner table probably when I was 3, 4, 5 years old that now I still apply. And it's funny for me because literally my wife and my kids, I'll say something or do something in front of the team or, at an event, and they'll be like, God, that was so Marty. And I take it as a compliment. I mean, I really do. But they're like, yeah, that's so Marty. They say Papa, but,
but you're kind of that hybrid, the old school style coaching that is more, you hear players coach or relating to the players. You're kind of a hybrid of both.
Yeah, and he was that way. I mean, he always had that jaw, and that jaw was set. And I've heard guys tell stories for years about when you'd walk into his office in those big Coke bottle glasses, he'd cut his eyes up to you and it would take your soul. I've heard players tell that. It happened to me. Someone I was coaching with him, I'd walk in, I'd be, oh no, I got the glare. But he was really big into relationships, and I say this because I get hit at least twice a Sunday or Monday at every game. from someone that'll come up, tap me on the shoulder, say, hey, Coach, we know you're really busy, but do you mind? And I know where it's going, but, of course, I stop because I want to allow them to say those things. It makes me feel good. But your dad changed my life back in 1985. I played for him with Cleveland, or in 1988, I played with him for Kansas City. And so his legacy was about the people, not even the wins and all that stuff. It was more about the impact he had on these young men.
Well, and I think we see that. We've had the opportunity to interview some of the players, and the one thing that they all say and they have in common is that it's like a family around here. Did your dad have that type of culture as well that you've brought here to the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, he didn't talk about it probably as much as we do. Like, it wasn't one of his core values. But absolutely. I mean, he would drop anything for any one of his coaches, players, that had an issue going on the field, off the field, something with their family. He would drop everything, and he would use every resource to get it fixed. But I think, I probably talk a little bit more about it than he did. And I think that's the Pete Carroll influence. I mean, Pete was really that way. And, you have more fun when you celebrate with each other and you love one another, and you're able to get through the adversity a little bit easier when you care about one another.
Brian Schottenheimer here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. One of the big storylines for us coming into camp on offense, left tackle position. You said yesterday, basically Tyler Guyton's job. Reserve your right to change your mind if you need to. What's different about Tyler Guyton this year than the first two?
Well, let me be very clear. I didn't say it's Tyler Guyton's job. Okay. I said that at the moment we feel like Nate needs to play at a starter level in practice to earn the right to get first-team reps. Everything should be earned. That's one of the mottos kind of this year is earn everything. But Tyler's playing with a lot of confidence. This is one of the most talented left tackles I've ever been around. I mean, this guy's athleticism, length, talent is real. He's struggled with the availability. He's been banged up some. But, again, it's just every chance you get to watch Tyler Guyton play, you see him getting more and more comfortable. And this didn't just start 3 days ago when we opened camp or 5 days ago, whatever it was. He was one of the first players back in the building, working out on his own, downstairs. He won an off-season award because of his work ethic, and it was noticed by those guys. So he understands year three. I mean, people don't talk about it. It's good pressure, which pressure is a privilege. But, like, being a first-round pick and then you're a left tackle, like, it sometimes takes a little bit of time. I remember we drafted Brickshaw Ferguson my first year in New York as a coordinator. He's in their Ring of Honor, elite player. And after the first year, we thought Brick was a bust. We were literally like, this guy. I mean, he was getting run around by, the equipment men. I mean, the equipment guy would run the corner and sack the quarterback. We'd be like, oh, my gosh, this is the fourth pick in the draft. It takes time. And I really like what I see from Tyler right now.
Brian, how much do you rely or consult with Dak Prescott on a position like that? Obviously, it's a very important position for him. Is there any consultation in that matter?
No, I mean, Dak and I talk about all kinds of things football-wise, personnel at times. But, I mean, it's Dak wants to play quarterback, and that's the thing we're trying to do this year. That's why we've got some leadership council and things in place to allow a guy like Dak, who's got great leadership ability, but, like, if Dak doesn't have to solve every problem in the locker room or anything on the field because Quinnen Williams will, Kenny Clark will, Rashawn Gary will, great. Dak is all for it. But, no, in terms of personnel, Dak doesn't get a vote in that.
Well, and what, like, when you're putting the game plan together, how much input do you allow from Dak?
Yeah. Now, that's different. Dak has input. I think he really trusts what we do. But, again, as the plan comes together, he usually gives us feedback. Hey, I really, really love the plan. I'm great. Cool. Or, hey, I really like this. Hey, I saw maybe a little bit more of this or that, three-step, above, screens, whatever. Cool. But really where he gets the most involved, guys, is later in the week as we've gone through the week of practice. Hey, Shotty, I really love this. Hey, I love that. I want this. Hey, that should be – is that one of your top calls? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I love that. And that's part of the relationship of Dak and I and why we work so well on game day together.
Well, I would imagine having a guy like that, a leader like that that's been in the league now for some time, it's got to make your job a little bit easier, I would think.
Absolutely. Hey, it's easy to be a play caller when you've got really good players and you got a guy at the most important position probably in all of sports that's not only wired the right way, but he's wired a lot like me. We've got our communication's very easy. When we do get mad at each other, we get over it quickly, like any relationship that's important in your life. But He's a pure joy to coach.
What's the biggest challenge calling plays? We all think it's going to be fun, right? And I saw University of Akron, they're doing a contest right now, season ticket holders, somebody's going to win to be able to call all the plays for the first drive of the season. Like,
maybe I should apply. Is it a Saturday or something?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, what is always the biggest challenge in calling plays?
The adjustment. It really is the adjustment, because you go in with a great plan and you have an idea of what you want to do, and sometimes those plans change in a hurry. And there's certainly the part of wanting to get guys involved, because when guys get involved, they feel the love and whatnot. But probably the adjusting, because the defense in this league are really, really good, and they know how to take things away. And so that flexibility to adjust, I think, is probably the hardest part.
Hey, we'd like to see you in L.A. on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
On the field.
Yeah, we
way.
plan on being there. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Always enjoy it.
I know it's a busy time.
Yep. No, appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Brian Schottenheimer here live on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Good stuff, Coach. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it very much. All right, Brian Schottenheimer. We'll talk about what he had to say, and great conversation with the coach there. Can't wait to discuss that. You can discuss it as well. Whatever you heard, if you've got something to say about that, please do. 656-3776. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Like and subscribe when you're there. You can comment there as well. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need any kind of promotional items, you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Golf shirts, fishing shirts, dress shirts. Sam has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority. He even has a full line of Tommy Bahama. Over 25,000 caps are available in more than 75 color combinations. They're on display in his showroom, just waiting for your logo. And, of course, he has all the popular caps as well, including the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike, Cap America. You need T-shirts, screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need uniforms, he has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. And if you do own a business, Sam's new sign shop can do your signs, banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. Nobody has better prices, no order too big, no order too small, and Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com. for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
AA Best Belmont's coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's be honest, watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the morning huddles. Rangers double dinger payday. Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the morning huddle. Make your pick and win with the morning huddles Rangers double dinger payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health. Your health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Still using the I got a guy approach for your digital marketing? Relying on one person in today's rapidly shifting online landscape is costing you more in lost opportunities. You need the deep bench expertise of Conrex Digital. We provide more than just a presence. We deliver results. From high converting websites and SEO to engaging social content and lead generation on Google and Meta, we handle it all. Dominate your competition with expert programmatic and streaming TV campaigns. Bold marketing, real results. Visit conrexdigital.com. Conrex Digital makes it happen.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
There will not be a full contingent. AJ will be in-house, getting you ready for a full day of sports Dallas Cowboy training camp and everything you need to know. Do your homework. Be prepared. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, back here live in Oxnard, California, Dallas Cowboys training camp. This is the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. He is Jason Minix, and hope you had the opportunity to hear our visit with the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, just a few minutes ago because, I don't know, I really enjoyed it.
It was, look, I don't want to, pat ourselves on the back, but a couple of text messages. People really enjoyed hearing from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He wins his press conferences. And when he first was hired, none of us were fans, right? I mean, right? Like, really? Yeah. But you understand now. And he's won us over. He's won me over. I know he's won Joe over. Yep. He's got to win on the football field. But just talking to him and the way he related it to the San Antonio Spurs, when you make that analogy, in his idea of it wasn't built for just this year, it's built for the long haul and getting the right people in. And again, how did you get Jerry to operate differently? Because they've had a lot of big-name head coaches. Bill Parcells, Jerry did Jerry things. This offseason hasn't been that way. I give him a lot of credit. Now, is that just a matter of how do you interpret his one answer about having to move on from Eberflus? He's like, yeah, they knew too. I mean, we were aligned on that. Yeah, coach, we've got to Jerry, boss, whatever he calls him, we've got to make a change. Jerry might have been thinking about it, but Jerry doesn't like to fire friends. He doesn't like to fire coaches after a year. He doesn't like to pay, but it needed to be done.
Absolutely.
And all those players, they needed to overhaul. I mean, and for Brian to be as comfortable in his skin with the Joneses, to be able to go in and be like, here's what we did good, this is what we did bad, here's what I think we need to do to change it. And basically, Jerry said, okay.
Oh, absolutely. And I think he's got a lot to do with that. I think they have a lot of faith in Brian Schottenheimer and a lot of belief that he can get the job done. I am glad, and I'm reminded here, RJ Ochoa tweeted out that, and I said this yesterday, and because I heard the press conference, and I'm glad that Schotty cleared up the fact that he did not say Tyler Guyton had won the job permanently. He just said for now, he did, but he cleared that up, and I'm happy that he did, because every headline that you read, every tweet you heard from everybody that's out here covering this was that it's over. Tyler Guyton has won the job, and that's just the way that it is. And Schotty clearly threw a bomb on that statement.
Well, again, Pledge, do you have what Brian Schottenheimer said on the podium about Tyler Guyton getting all the work with the ones?
Give me just a sec.
All right, we're going to find that out, because you're right. There were, for now, he did say reserve the right to change mind. That's why I asked him with that little caveat in there, because I think the way he said it the other day, Tyler Guyton had the job. This was Brian Schottenheimer the other day on the podium talking about Tyler Guyton.
Yeah, I think he's doing some really great things. I think his sets are very compact. He's in control. He's not oversetting. He's playing the leverage game. His punches have been good. But I don't think that that's anything new to the pads, Patrick. I think that started with him being one of the first guys back in the building. I think February, whatever, I saw him. He was an off-season award winner. I think you feel confidence. Obviously we're allowed, we have the right to, adjust some things. And so we're going to keep him at starting left tackle right now. We talked to Nate and said, Nate needs to show us a little bit more consistent play to push for that. And so, I know we had told you guys about the rotation, so Tyler will stay at left tackle. Excited to see how Nate handles that challenge, but Tyler's playing really, really well.
I take a lot out of that, and I was standing right there when he said that, and never did he say he won the job, and he's the guy. For now, he is. And it sounds to me like he's trying to push Nate Thomas into doing better and competing for that job. That's what it sounds like to me. And so we'll see how he responds, and he clearly said that. But he clearly sat there and said he did not say that he is the starting left tackle. He's not. And so I'm glad that he cleared that up, because, again, that thing went viral and everybody, Tyler Guyton's the guy. Well, maybe not.
And maybe not. Again, he did say reserves the right to change his mind, but I kind of took it that way too. All the accolades and compliments from his work ethic, second day of camp. But that's why I was surprised. Like, it's over already. That was one of the storylines coming in. Also, is he just that much further ahead of Nate, or he's going to be the guy? So get him all the first team reps he can get. It doesn't feel like there's much of a competition right now, but. Is it, and I do believe, just based on what I'm hearing from the coach, my interpretation, there is enough that Tyler Guyton is doing right to get that, and Nate not doing enough to really compete right now. So I think both can be true. He has progressed. He also talked about the pressure of being a first-round pick and playing left tackle. And then you hear him talk about one of the more gifted left tackles he's ever been around. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Sure. But you got to do it on the field. You can be gifted all you want, and I think he even alluded to that, not necessarily about Tyler Guyton, but you've got good players that have to get it done on the field, and thus far, Guyton has not. And we're just out here at training camp, and so it's going to be difficult to know whether he can get it done or not. If he ends up being the starting left tackle week one. So it remains to be seen. I take it as I think this is a challenge to Nate Thomas. I think it's a challenge to him. Look, dude, you're just not getting it done right now, and we need to see more out of you. And we'll see how Nate Thomas handles that, and will he compete for that job as we move forward. Look, it's still very early in the process. We got a long way to go before game one against the New York Giants. So a lot of things can happen, but I'm just very happy that he cleared that up, because I know what you said, but I'm talking about every headline out there.
Yeah.
Tyler Guyton's a starting left tackle. It's over. And it's not. It's not over.
It's not.
That's all. It's not over. No, I'm not.
Here we got him.
Said that yesterday, and it's just like that. That's a very misleading headline.
Yeah. Well, but I could see where everybody went with that because of what he said, and the question is why. And I made the comparison yesterday to what we heard about Terrence Steele several years ago, that he had this great offseason and was doing all this. I'm like, dude, I watched him play last year. But we're not around during the offseason. We don't see that work that they're putting in. So sometimes you got to trust the coaches that they aren't just giving you lip service, that they are right. And that is the one thing about Brian Schottenheimer that I think we've all learned about him. He preaches family. He preaches brotherhood. But he's not afraid to hurt your feelings. He does not give a damn about your feelings.
Right.
Now, I take that back. He does give a damn about your feelings. He doesn't mind hurting your feelings. He'll put his arm around you, tell love you, man, but this is what you need to get done. And by the way, you're going to be on the second team, or out the door you go. So he does care about your feelings, but he's not afraid to hurt your feelings.
Well, yesterday is a perfect example. It was he called out John Machota.
Yeah.
On the podium and said something about that Machota reported something that wasn't necessarily true. And he said, Schottenheimer in the best way, goes, I make a lot of mistakes too sometimes, and it happens. And so you're right about that. He'll call you out, but he'll love you at the same time, and it's hard to get mad at him. And Machota admitted that he was the one that reported it, and turned out to be wrong.
Yeah, jumbo tackle type of stuff. So I mean, it's there, and that's part of it. But also, I do think there is a nature of the ball busting that goes on. And that's one of the things I do appreciate about Coach. He addresses everybody by name.
Yeah.
Man, what a skill set that is, to be able to constantly say somebody and talk to them by name. Good stuff. What did you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me, at Jason Menix. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also comment there. While he didn't get into detail, Dak's involvement in play calling and in the plays that are there doesn't surprise me, but it was cool hearing him kind of talk about how the week would go and a little of this and a little of that.
Well, just kind of taking you behind the scenes a little bit, and Schottenheimer's not afraid to do that. He'll let you know to an extent. You talk about the leader of your team. He flat out, Dak has nothing to do with personnel.
No.
So it's like, that's very clear. Schotty's the boss. I mean, he is the boss, and I think everybody knows that. Everybody respects that. And he makes that very clear. And, again, he does it in a way where it's kind of like your dad. He gets mad at you, maybe beat you behind, but, 5 minutes later he's got you in a hug. Mm-hmm. So good stuff. We'll continue to comment on that. If you want to make a comment, you're certainly welcome to do so. Jason just told you how to do it. You know how to do it. When we come back, we're gonna talk about a few other things outside of the world of sports, and including the incredible calmness of a 21-year-old pilot, which was just incredible. This is the Blitz live from Oxnard, California, Cowboys training camp. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area, they have extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys. Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
I like shorts that are pretty short.
What do kids want to wear back to school? We asked them.
I love wearing things that make me feel confident. They have to be like really comfortable too. Yeah. Nike shoes, running shoes.
Like I think I wear my Birkenstocks every single day.
I just wear what I want and I let other people wear what they want.
Right now at Academy Sports and Outdoors, get Nike, Adidas, and Reebok athletic shoes from $29.99 through August 12th. Academy. Fun can't lose.
If you or someone you love is struggling with alcohol or drug use, you do not have to carry it alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. We help people take the next step with compassion, privacy, and no judgment. You do not need all the answers, just a safe place to start. And 90% of our services are provided at no cost. Call CICADA at 210-225-4741. That's 210-225-4741. Or visit cicada.org.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
You know, life is too short to drive the same car every day. A Pascucci Prestige membership gives you access to an incredible collection of exotic and luxury vehicles whenever you want to change things up. Learn more at PascucciPrestige.com.
Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile and save up to $600 a year. I've been scouting these big carriers for a minute now, and I've seen them pull the same play 1,000 times. They promise you the world, then hit you with a price hike right when the game gets tight. But Boost Mobile, their $25 a month unlimited wireless plan is the most consistent player on the floor. No contracts, no price hikes. Unlock the savings today at boostmobile.com/unlock. Based on average annual single line payment of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile customers compared to 12 months of the Boost Mobile unlimited wireless plan as of January 2026. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
What is the greatest word of all time? What's your favorite word to say?
There's lots of good words. Trying to think of my favorite word. The one that I hate the most, moist.
You don't like that word?
Moist.
I like it because people hate it.
Do you prefer swampy?
Well, see, swampy is probably more appropriate. I like the onomatopoeia. I like it sounding like what it is.
Musky.
Poontang.
You can't say
It kind of rolls off the tongue.
Grow up, boys.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How about them Cowboys?
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah, and we are live out here in Oxnard, California. Another beautiful day here in Oxnard. Very cool, very nice breeze, a little cloudy skies up there, but very comfortable, very comfortable. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and
74, partly cloudy.
Very, very comfortable with a nice breeze blowing. Just outstanding.
Yeah. Work sucks.
Well, it does sometimes, you know, it does.
The Blink-182 song.
Boy, I tell you what's interesting about that. Last night wasn't as cold. I didn't feel like it was as cold, but it was a weird night.
No, it
was it not?
Weird.
It was weird, dude. There were some weird characters rolling around.
We're in Oxnard. So what we did last night, because I know you kids all want to know. Well, we couldn't figure out dinner, so we went to Toppers. And we're always going to go. Then it was the debate, do we go to Pizza Man Dan's or do we go to Toppers? Joe's never been to Pizza Man
Never have.
It's fantastic, but we always go to Toppers. There's particular Toppers that we go to, and, you know, something horrific happened there, and yet we still go back.
It's kind of our Yeah, we have to. We feel like we owe it.
There's an obligation. There's some traditions that you keep going, and then it was like, all right, well, let's go find a different bar because the Rudder Room is fantastic, but if you're not getting there early enough in the day, then that's the place where you go to close your night, not necessarily start your night. Right?
True. Yep.
So we went to a place called the Thirsty Ox. Now, granted, we're just Googling bars near us, right? And there were a couple to choose from, but the Thirsty Ox looked like, all right, that's got dive bar written all over it. And we get there, and Reinagle is wearing a Dallas Cowboys Training Camp 2025 hoodie. Now, we go in, and there's 7 people in there.
Well, some of them could pass for 2 or 3, I'm just saying. There were some big folks in there.
Okay.
Whoa.
It was the Thirsty Ox, not the Thirsty Hippo, but there were some thirsty. Anyway, so we have a beer, and Joe's like, let's go to Rudder Room.
Yeah.
And as we're leaving, there were some people that walked in, and they were like, yeah, this sucks, and they're just walking out. They're all cowboyed up too, and they're laughing at a sign on the door. We will now be enforcing a dress code moving forward. Men and women cannot come into our establishment wearing Dallas Cowboys clothing, Chicago White Sox clothing, Las Vegas Raiders clothing, or any gang-affiliated clothing.
Now, apparently, I had no idea that gangs wore Dallas Cowboys gear. Now, I can see the Raiders.
I don't think gangs wear it. I think it's the Cowboys, the White Sox, and the Raiders are on the list with gangs.
All right, I suppose. I don't know. But it was weird. Nobody said anything to us. The other guy that had a Cowboy thing, you could barely see the stars, so he was safe. But nobody in the establishment said anything to me, so it was all good. Here's what I noticed last night, and I don't know if any of you listening are this way, but if you buy your own pool cue and you have a glove that you wear to help you play pool, I'm not a great pool player, so I don't have either one of those things, but a lot of people did. We watched the game there at the Thirsty Ox. Both of them had a glove on, their own pool cues, and they were awful.
My guess is, because it was comical, because you walk into a place with your own stuff.
Yes.
You're all right. This guy's just going to try to shake everybody down for money.
Yes.
But I like I've got my pickleball paddles. It's a new hobby for me. Maybe pool is a new hobby for them.
Well, they need lessons.
They do.
Because they were awful.
We would have taken money from that.
And then did we go to the Rudder Room? some dude walking in there carrying his pool cue case, and he sets it down. He ties it on there, and he sucked.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. Like, if you're going to buy your own equipment, maybe you ought to get better before you invest in stuff.
We get to suck on that all week.
Now, this guy at the Rudder Room last night. Now, I have no experience in knowing that I think this dude was high as hell on meth. But I think this guy was high as hell on meth.
Yes.
And I don't know that he could actually see the pool table, because some of his shots, you wondered what he was actually looking at. But not only did he have all his own stuff, he was betting large amounts of money and then losing to everybody while acting like he was just high as hell on meth.
He was high as hell on something. And one of the dudes he was with was trying to talk to us. And this guy was so drunk, I don't know what language he was speaking. And I'm not sure it was a language. It was just a...
Yeah.
That was... so a bunch of interesting characters last night here in Oxnard at both the Thirsty Ox and the Rudder Room.
And, there's like, all right, tonight we might go to Ventura, but then it's the 50th anniversary of the Rudder Room.
Yes.
They're throwing a big party. The owner, now you talk about a great lot in life. This guy's a retired Navy pilot. We hear his life story every time night, right? But this guy, his family had the Rudder Room, bought it.
77, right? I think it was
50 years ago.
Yeah.
And the Rudder Room is older than that, but they have had it 50 years, and they're doing a big old thing tonight. So there almost feels like an obligation that we have to go to the Rudder Room early.
The party's from 5 to 8.
5 to 8. Which this guy starts drinking at noon and stops around midnight. So I have no idea. And you know what I find weird about this guy that owns the Rudder Room? One, it's a cash-only establishment. And he buys his beer. Every time he asks the bartender, who's great, by the way. The bartender there is great.
Yeah, he really is.
Years ago. But this guy, he uses exact change to pay for his beer. And I do wonder. I've never asked him because but he's got his quarters and he pays exact change. Like, dude, you don't tip the guy? But I wonder if when he runs out of quarters, he knows he's had his limit for the night, so that's when it's time to go.
Well, it's possible, but he told me the rule. He said, we made that rule that we're not just going to go and drink the stuff. We're going to pay just like everybody else, and then that way, and hell, he may be his best customer.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, he may spend more money than anybody. And it's crazy because there aren't many places anymore that are cash only. And the Rudder Room is. And so they don't take credit cards there at all. It is all cash business. So.
It's incredible. Now, earlier at 3 o'clock, we talked with Brian Schottenheimer live. So adjusting some things for us right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Joe, I know you're thrilled that Live Golf says they have secured funding to keep the league alive.
Yes, apparently they have like $250 million, apparently, but they're not saying who the investor is. So I'm not sure if it's BS or they're just saying this or what. And I think maybe they're in cahoots with our mayor because they're just wasting everybody's time. And wasting $250 million from whomever this is because the league, it's not going to last. So you want to spend $250 million, go for it. Ain't going to last.
Here we go. I mean, but at least right now and I'm curious because they won't say who. What fool has that much money where they think Live is a good investment?
Dude, I don't know, but I'd like to just go with a lame brain idea and go to this particular dude and say, I need $200 million for, I don't know.
Hair products.
Widgets.
Hair product for you.
Well, sure. Well, that'd probably be more successful than the Live Golf Tour.
You know, you've made a lot of hair product people rich. I would imagine, although you don't hear a lot of stories like this, but with DoorDash, Uber Eats, all those kind of services, that there could be a lot of road rage involving delivery drivers. But that certainly happened over the weekend in North Carolina. A 34-year-old delivery driver was behind a Range Rover, gave a friendly honk because the Range Rover wasn't getting out of the way, and the dude with the Range Rover got out with a baseball bat.
It's a DoorDash delivery driver. He follows this woman to where she's delivering her food, and after she delivers the food, he gets out of the car with a baseball bat, smacks her upside the head.
Yeah.
And then leaves.
Of course.
I mean, what the hell is the matter with people?
It's people, man.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. And luckily he didn't kill her, number one. If you got a baseball bat to the head, this girl was such a badass that she actually, when she came to, because she said she went unconscious, drove herself to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's a badass.
Now, you want to talk about a badass. A 21-year-old flight instructor made a landing on a highway. When I first saw the video, I thought it was some AI crap, because she's landing this little plane on the highway, goes underneath a sign. I thought it was fake. It wasn't fake. And then you hear the audio. She's in a plane that's having issues and as calm as can be.
And Tower, this is 4162. We're going to keep it high for now, but we do now have burning oil smell in the cockpit.
Burning oil smell?
Yeah, our oil pressure is dropping down into the red, and we do have fumes in the cockpit from the oil.
Right. And you said it's in the red for Warrior 4162?
It's completely in the red for 622. We would like to go ahead and declare an emergency for 4162.
For 4162, right.
And 622 is losing our engine.
Number 622, right.
I don't know if we're going to make the airport. No, we are not making the airport. We're going down on I-10. Tower, can you still hear for 4162?
Number 622, I got you loud and clear. What do you need?
Just want to let you know we are lined up with I-10 trying to avoid the cars.
Trying to avoid the cars.
Well, and she did.
Yeah.
And this was a whole news story. So they interviewed some of the people that were on the highway at that particular time and yada, yada, yada. But this girl's, we're leaking oil and it smells like this. And when I get home, I'm going to take a shower and then maybe feed the dog. Yeah, I mean, it's just the calmest person for a plane that's about to go down. This person's like, whatever, no big deal.
We're not going to make the airport. I'm just going to land this puppy on I-10.
Unbelievable.
21. I mean, like our friend Eric, who's been a pilot for 100 years. I could see him being that calm because he's probably dealt with all kinds of stuff. A 21-year-old probably hasn't had that many experiences where you're going, crap. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. Let's get this thing on the ground.
Dude, I would hire that 21-year-old to fly me around any day of the week. I mean, you talk about having trust in somebody that's just not going to lose it under, dire circumstances. But when I first heard that, I'm going, she is just calm as can be.
Well, I would like to think that a lot of pilots are. You say the amount of trust that we have as a flying public, or for that matter, with Uber now. You get in a car, you have no idea.
No.
You get on a plane, you have no idea. Right?
Well, you don't. You just have to trust.
And now, if I get in an Uber and I've had this where the Uber driver scares the hell out of me, just pull over, man. I'm calling somebody else.
Dude, speaking of that, if the Uber driver we had here, they're the most talkative people you've ever had in your life. They just like, yeah, and you should go here, and you should do this, and my goodness, they talk a lot.
Uh-huh.
But they've all been good folks.
They've all been really good folks.
They really have.
Here's something that Jeff Traylor might kill me if I say this and think UTSA should try this. Or for that matter, Clint Killow over at UIW.
Absolutely.
What a great idea. That is awfully stupid. The University of Akron, the Akron Zips, they have, and this is real, they're trying to increase ticket sales. They're trying to increase revenue. So every season ticket holder, however many tickets you have, is an entry into a contest. So if you have 4 season tickets, you have 4 entries. If you refer a friend, you get another entry. So, I'm a UTSA season ticket holder. If I got Joe to buy season tickets, I would be referring Joe. I would get entries based on Joe, and Joe would also get his entries into this incredible contest. One season ticket holder is going to win an opportunity to design the opening drive of their home opener. They're playing Robert Morris, but their head football coach has agreed to this. Like, there's no way in hell Jeff Traylor would let you do an opening drive. Maybe a play. I got these three. Which one do you want? But the opening drive, what would you be calling? You're calling plays for the opening drive.
Well, I mean, I'd try to get that drive over in one play because I'm sending my fastest dude down the sideline, run as fast as you can. Quarterback's going to throw it as far as he can, and we're going to score a touchdown. Bam.
Oh, so you just want one play?
That's it.
See, I don't know. I'm greedy. I mean, I want a good 8-minute drive. I'm going to get the headsets on, act like I'm Brian Schottenheimer, put pens up in my visor, maybe, run a little double fudge, have a running back throwing it to a left tackle that's running a post, a double reverse flea flicker, might take a knee just for fun on 2nd and 8, whatever. It'd be fun.
Well, it would be a lot of fun, I think, but I'd want to do something crazy, or a flea flicker, double reverse pass, something like that. I mean, right off the bat, first play, 1st and 10. Let's do something crazy. And I see where it goes, and then you go from there. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then you maybe a little more traditional. But I think it's a great idea. They're going to sell a lot of season tickets. I mean, think about that. If you're having trouble selling season tickets, what a great way to sell them, where you get an entry into a drawing. I think it's a great idea, and quite frankly, I don't know that Jeff Traylor would go for it, or any of the coaches there in San Antonio. But you talk about a good way to sell. I mean, get that stadium full. That's what they want.
I mean, and really, I mean, just the revenue that would come in. Even if you never went to another game. I mean, I might buy a ticket for Akron just to have my name in the drawing. I think that'd be fun as hell. And again, they're opening against Robert Morris. No offense to Robert Morris, but they can't be. I mean, UTSA is opening up against UTRGV. I mean, they should win that game.
They should.
I mean, let us call plays against Texas. I mean, they're not going to win that game anyway, right? I just think that UTSA, in their efforts to always try to come up with more money, this would be awesome.
I think it would be fantastic. It would be great. And so, Lisa, if you're listening, Jeff, if you're listening, you might want to think about it.
Yeah,
if not this year, maybe you think about it for next year.
And look, here's the thing. I wish somebody at UTSA would bring this idea to Jeff Traylor. I don't know what they do over there, staff meetings. Hey, Jeff, we got an idea. What do you think? I just want to see the video, the raw, uncut video of Jeff Traylor, or Clint Cullo for that matter, because I imagine I can peg what Clint would say too if that happened. I can imagine some high schools doing this. Although, could you imagine Larry Hill doing a promotion like this out at Smithson Valley?
No, Larry would not do that. No, Larry would give you that look. And
get out of my office,
exactly.
You're fired.
Yeah, he's no, that wouldn't happen out there. I think it's a great idea. Hey, congrats to Akron. I think it's a wonderful idea, and
it's stupid
and good for them.
It's stupid.
Well, but it's
stupid.
It's going to work though, and they're going to sell a bunch of season tickets, and I think in that respect, it's outstanding. So. We'll see what happens there. Hey, we're live at Dallas Cowboys training camp, and we've got a lot to get into. Obviously, we talked with Brian Schottenheimer about 30 minutes ago, about an hour ago, I guess, something like that. And if you have not heard that yet, well, you can go to our audio vault, correct?
Yeah.
Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, and you can listen to it. I'm assuming it's up. I don't know. We'll have to ask Pledge if if that's the case.
Hey,
but
we may or may not have Brad Cham in about 35 minutes.
That's possible.
He's got a meeting.
Yeah, may not. But we got a lot to do. We got a lot to talk about here at Cowboys camp. Kind of not an off day, but kind of an off day. The players aren't practicing, but they are at work. It's not a typical where they can go and do whatever they want. That happens on Friday. But all the coordinators spoke today, and so we'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. We've also got news from back in San Antonio as well. This is the Blitz live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, I want to tell you about the Golf Club of Texas and what What are your plans this weekend? Hey, it's hump day. It's Wednesday. You got plenty of time to make some plans for this weekend. What a better way to spend a day or both. Go play a little golf. And look, if you can't do it on the weekend, you know what? The Golf Club of Texas is open 7 days a week. You can go tomorrow. You can go Friday. You can go Monday if you want to. Doesn't make any difference. It looks like a private club. It's got all the stuff of a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Some of the best course conditions in the city. Without a doubt, some of the best. And the friendliest staff out there. They are all fantastic. They've also got the Tin Cup Bar and Grill out there, which is outstanding. The food is fantastic. It's not going to break the bank. They've got a full bar out there. They can make you any kind of cocktail that you can imagine. And they've got beer selection just crazy. All kinds of different beers that you can select from. Not only to drink there at the Tin Cup Bar and Grill, but you can load up, take it out on the golf course with you, and enjoy it. That's what we do. We load up, and we take it out there on the golf course, and we have a good time because that's what you do at the Golf Club of Texas. Now, keep in mind, if you're not playing golf and you want to go out to the Tin Cup Bar and Grill, they are open every night until 9 o'clock. Okay, so you've got plenty of time to get out there. Take your family, take your friends. It's just a great time, and the food is absolutely fantastic. And you don't have time to play golf, but you want to work on your game? Guess what? They've got a lighted driving range at the Golf Club of Texas, open until 11 o'clock every single night. It is a great place. Get out to the Golf Club of Texas. You know exactly where it is. Right there on Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether it's for dinner at the Tin Cup or around with your buddies, your next tournament. Great place to have tournaments. You need to go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STRONG for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STRONG for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STRONG. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and details.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Wide receiver Stephon Diggs signing with the Washington Commanders. It is said to be a one-year deal worth up to $12 million. We're going to have football tomorrow night. It is the Hall of Fame game. Kicks off the preseason for the NFL. Panthers taking on the Cardinals. Arizona rookie running back, 3rd overall pick Jeremiah Love will not play, we're told, in tomorrow night's game. That is according to his head coach.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to The Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Back here live in Oxnard, Dallas Cowboys training camp 2026. Kind of a weird day out here today on this Wednesday. It is a hump day.
Hump day.
I did. Hump day.
Hump day.
How can we forget that? Hope everybody's hump day is going just like you want it to go. It is Wednesday. You get past this hump, you're sliding into the weekend, and everything is going to be hunky-dory.
You know, as you say that, some of you people have way too much time on your hands.
Uh-oh.
And AI
oh my gosh,
is scary as hell. On Twitter this morning, you wake up and I see a photo of Reinagel and one of the SEALs, although they're sea lions apparently, dressed in a cowboy cheerleader uniform, and you're eating peanut butter, and it talks. Dude, AI is weird. And then later, I get added as the SEAL.
Yeah.
My head on the SEAL's body, which, look, I have spent way too much time losing weight to get that. But whatever. That's just creepy.
It really is creepy. Although I look damn good. I don't know about you, but, man, AI is...
Dude, you've got boobs and I got flippers, man. I think I win.
The first one was funny because the sea lion or seal or whatever that is saying hump day, which is kind of cool. And that's the one that we saw. And then just a few minutes earlier, it was Minix's head on the seal's head. And so, yeah, well done. And but y'all are just sick. I mean, a lot of you really are. You're just sick.
That's just brutal.
So, whatever.
Brutal. It's funny as hell.
It is funny. Very. Very funny. But it's kind of a weird day out here. Just the fact that, the players aren't off. It's not an off day. I'm sure there's meetings and everything else, but they're just not practicing today. There's no fans that came out here today. Their official off day is on Friday. That's when they can go and do whatever they want. But I don't think that's what they're doing today.
No, I mean, there was some work out there, although it's funny because, I was just walking around and the football fields are in use, but it's a bunch of kids getting to do some flag football training and drills, like flag football training camp. There's the different exercises and drills, the fundamentals that you see every level do, and they're doing that. How cool for those kids. Out here, some of the players I know have been out there because when we got here, that was happening. And then there's also a huge event with USAA with military veterans and first responders and their families, which is very cool. So not a full practice day, not open to the public, but there's a lot going on out here today.
Yeah, a lot going on. And again, you're right. If you're a kid, and they were kids of all ages. I mean, they look like some young kids all the way up to maybe junior high school kids out there with the flag football and going through drills and running through the stuff. Same thing that the Cowboys do when they're out there practicing. So good for Jerry. And to salute the military. He's always done that. I mean, that's just a part of what he does and what the Cowboys do. And it's not just the Cowboys. It's the entire NFL that does that. So props to them. Jason, I'm seeing an article here that I want to get your opinion on.
Yep.
Micah Parsons is blaming the Cowboys for his injury.
Now,
he's blaming the Cowboys.
I don't know that he's blaming the Cowboys. He's blaming no training camp.
Which is the Cowboys,
well,
is it not?
No, that was his. He was decided to be here and not work. That was his decision, was it not?
Well, it was, but why did he do that? Because he wanted to get paid.
Well,
and Jerry wouldn't pay him.
Again, he chose to hold in. He was here. He just wasn't doing work. So that dude can blame the Cowboys, and what he's truly blaming is the lack of training camp, which I think is a message to everybody. And quite frankly, maybe that's why you're seeing George Pickens do his work and not holding out. You look at a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs holding out in whatever right now with Detroit, trying to get paid. Dan Campbell's like, we'll get it done. And that's the crazy thing. It always seems to get done. Very few times, especially in modern times, do you see it go into the season. I remember years ago, was it Dwayne Brown with the Texans that, that dude was dug in and he wasn't coming and blah, blah. But outside of that, most of these guys get the deal done before the season starts. Zeke got done. Emmett missed 2 games, and here's your money and go to the Super Bowl, right? But I find that interesting.
Well, look, and I Micah Parsons. Did this happen in week 15? He has injury. What the hell does that have to do with training camp? Nothing. Micah is just like cuckoo. The guy is just there. I'm telling you, they're just out there. That has nothing to do with training camp, please.
Training camp.
They played 14 weeks. But please, Micah Parsons, I'm so happy that Dave for yellow pants now. I'm happy about it. Everybody's happy about it. Yeah, you talk to Shotty and the players that they've gotten out of that trade. The Cowboys clearly won that trade, without a doubt. They trade the guy away, don't have to pay him, and they have parlayed that into some damn good players.
You go back to what Brian Schottenheimer said with us a little more than an hour ago when he was on live here at Cowboys training camp. Getting the right kind of dudes in the building. That's how you build the culture. And some people have to go. Now, they made a lot of changes last year, from the defensive coaching staff to various personnel. But, Micah, you almost wonder how much the Cowboys willing to trade him at that point and not just cave and pay him was because he wasn't the right kind of guy for the locker room. You know what I mean? I do wonder, and we'll never know because he is one hell of a football player. One hell of a football player. Yes, I do think the Cowboys won that trade with what they were able to get in return. But Jerry always caves. But I do wonder, and I don't know that they would ever say this, but you listen to Brian Schottenheimer talking about building a culture and getting the right guys in the building and team-first guys and guys that are going to be like brothers and family. And if you're not that way, you've got to go. You almost wonder how much did that factor in the Cowboys' decision to pull the trigger on the trade as to pull the trigger on getting the deal signed for Micah Parsons?
I think it has a lot to do with it. When you talk to Shotty and you see what happens and the culture that he's trying to build here, I think that was a big part of it. I just, what I appreciate with the Cowboys, this new version, the Shotty version, if you will. Number one, they stand firm with Parsons. They trade him away. They don't cave to him. And it's doing the same thing with George Pickens, saying, we're absolutely not going to pay you this year. You're going to play under the franchise tag. And they stuck to their guns. And in both cases, they caught major hell for that. In both cases, they caught major hell for that, especially the Micah Parsons deal. Cowboy fans were ready to riot with pitchforks and everything else. So just crazy stuff. So props to them. It's worked out fine. Adam Schefter's reporting that Aaron Donald worked out for the L.A. Rams today. Okay. Aaron Donald. So it looks like that if everything went well there, it looks like that's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we all knew that was going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And how much ramp up in training camp does he need?
Not much.
We say that. We're just talking about Micah Parsons saying no camp affected his body.
Please. And you're buying that BS? Dude, it was week 15 he got hurt. That has nothing to do with training camp.
Nobody's saying they're buying it. We're reporting what was said.
Yeah, it's just BS. My goodness, I'm so happy that dude's wearing yellow pants. I really am. Very happy about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were trying to show me there.
I have no idea.
All right, well, good. Being reported all over the place now. Let's talk about our fine mayor.
I'd rather talk Micah Parsons. I'd rather.
Maybe Gina Ortiz-Jones could wear yellow pants. We'll ship her off to Green Bay?
Sure.
Why not? Or Pittsburgh?
I want
or anywhere else. Yeah. Because she's fudging the truth just like Micah Parsons is. Same thing, same person. What the hell? We'll discuss that because she is doubling down on this whole revote stuff. We'll talk about it. We continue live here at Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let me tell you about Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. They can get you taken care of. Problems with your plumbing, problems with your AC, call Quartermoon. 210-651-5899. They also have great maintenance programs. Make sure that AC, that heater is always running perfectly. Now, if your house is smelling a little off, that could actually be your air conditioner. That it could be, right? When was the last time you had yours cleaned? Never, right? So what they have created, they call it the Breathe Easy package because this was needed. With the Breathe Easy package, what they are going to do is just kick all that funk out of your system. They're going to pull and deep clean the blower motor, blower wheel, and AC housing. They'll clean the coil and then disinfect the inside of your AC cabinet. Then they're going to put a UV light in there to zap bacteria and other stuff that's in there. You're going to get cleaner air, a fresher home, and an AC system that smells like it should. So if your house is smelling off, you got plumbing emergencies, AC emergencies, one great company. That's Quartermoon Plumbing, AC, and Heating. 210-651-5899 or go online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys Training Camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys. Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here, and I've got a question for you. What if every month you had access to a different exotic car? Well, that's what Pascucci Prestige membership is all about. Instead of owning one dream car, you get access to an entire collection of incredible vehicles and concierge-level service. It's luxury without the long-term commitment. You know, if you've ever wondered what it's like to live the exotic lifestyle, this is your chance. Pascucci Prestige. Visit PascucciPrestige.com and book your ride today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Football season is here. 2026 UTSA Roadrunners football season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $110. Secure your seats for all 6 home games at the Alamo Dome, including Navy, Colorado State, and North Texas. Got a big group? Bring your school, business, church, or organization and enjoy exclusive experiences like on-field access, the high-five tunnel, video board recognition, and more. Learn more at GoUTSA.com. That's GoUTSA.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at ChristusHealth.org.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
If you spit on me or pee on me,
there's gonna be a fight.
We are fighting, and we haven't even gotten to poop yet. And if that happens,
well, if somebody's throwing poop, I'm running.
Well,
I got other problems.
Yeah.
If you're gonna hit me with poop, it's gonna be on my back.
As soon as someone digs in the trousers, it comes out with a handful. You're gone, man. I can picture Rob like leaving his wife behind.
Nope.
She's like, "Where are you going?"
I got to go.
She looked over. "Where are you going, Rob?"
"Doc, honey, Doc!"
You get run.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
California Cowboys training camp 2026. Odd day today, kind of a slow day because the Cowboys aren't out there. But I tell you what, Jason, I just looked outside on the practice fields, and there's a lot of football going on out there.
Yep.
A lot of kids out there playing flag football. So they are using the practice facility while the Cowboys are not.
Yeah, well, and again, a very cool community give back that the Dallas Cowboys do here in Oxnard, like most pro sports teams do, like our San Antonio Spurs, who, by the way, is part of the agreement for the new Wemby Center. They're going to commit $75 million for community impact. They are paying, the Spurs are, $500 million towards this project and any and all cost overruns.
Wow.
All right. I mean, the city...
Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Yeah. I don't know.
The city has their share, which is all coming from a zoned tax thing that can only be used for a project like this. And if San Antonio doesn't use that $489 million, it could be used in another city for a convention center or another type of venue. Yet our mayor is continuing to double down that we need a second vote. Now, Bexar County residents, which also happen to be San Antonio residents,
yes,
have already passed this. Props A and B passed. We don't need a second vote. RC wrote a great letter yesterday with some financial information that was included. The financial impact on the Spurs run to the NBA Finals, which all benefits San Antonio, and that money generated is money that can be used for city services.
I don't understand it. So she's going to hold these, listening sessions, she's calling them?
Uh-huh.
There's 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember.
All on the north side, by the way.
Oh, okay. So, and I guess that people are going to go and listen to her or chime in or whatever it is they're going to do. I have a feeling, Jason, that it's going to be a lot of her supporters at these things.
Oh, of course.
But obviously the goal of these are to get people fired up, have them call their congressperson, a council person, I should say, and get them to change their mind to go along with the mayor. That's clearly what she's trying to do here. Because as of now, she does not have the support of the rest of the city council.
I know of one, according to the Express News, and who knows if she'll get a couple more. But the reality is, she wants to do, I love how she calls them listening sessions.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's going to be accurate with her information. We had Mark White come on and say that she's, and I'm paraphrasing Mark White, not quoting him, but there's a lot of misinformation coming from the mayor.
Absolutely.
That aren't clear. You've seen other people involved try to put out accurate information on how this financing was designed and structured. Yet, she's not listening because the voters have already spoken. This feels like such time, energy, and expense because city staff is now working on putting these meetings on. I know there's a budget deficit. That should be the priority and the focus for her, not this, which seems like a colossal waste of time because she has to get this done. And city council has to approve getting it on the ballot by August 17th. So, it feels like a last minute Hail Mary, if you will. But she posts on social media, community listening sessions. What are your thoughts on a potential city vote this November for the city's $489 million contribution to the Spurs Arena? There is a listening session tomorrow from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. There's one Friday morning between 10 and 11, and then one on Monday from 6:30 to 7:30. And all of them, one's at the Doris Griffin Senior Center, 6157 Northwest Loop 410. There's the one Fridays at the Northeast Senior Center, which is over on Thousand Oaks. And then the Urban Ecology Center will be Monday's night's meeting, which is on Northwest Military. But to me, it just seems like such a waste of time, energy, and money.
That's interesting. You said the last one was where?
The Urban Ecology Center.
I'm not sure exactly, but you said Northwest Military?
8400 Northwest Military.
And what night is that, Jason?
Monday night, August 10th. And I'm going to guess Northwest Military, not part that rolls into Chavannes.
Well, I'm going to, I might just have to show up at that one. I mean, why not? It'd be an opportunity to talk to the mayor since she won't come on our program.
You won't get to talk to her.
And so maybe that's a good idea and go in there and see what that vibe's all about so we know what to talk. It's possible. And then again, I may not because all of this is a complete waste of time. I don't understand some people. And I get, if you're against the arena, fine. I have no problem with you. That is your opinion. That is how you feel. And that's great. You're entitled to that. What I have a problem with, Jason, is so-called journalists taking a side here, and it sounds like it. Now, maybe I'm overreacting to this, but I don't think so. San Antonio Current reporter Michael Carlos had a tweet earlier today that I responded to. It says, pro-arena folks have criticized Mayor Jones' proposal to put the city's funding to a vote. But if the deal is as sweet as the Spurs campaign says, it shouldn't have any trouble passing again, right? Now, a couple of things wrong with that. Number one, I don't know whether it would or not. Maybe it doesn't pass. Maybe it does. I know that about half the city would be left out of that vote because of the different, Castle Hills, the Chavannes Park, and all of that. And so that's one thing. Those people wouldn't get a chance to cast their vote and have their say. And the other thing is, this shouldn't even be a subject. It was passed by the voters of Bexar County, which include residents of San Antonio. So you don't continue to have votes until you go and get your way. So if she loses this vote, will there be a call for another one? And after that, another one? And after that, another one? I mean, it's ridiculous on the face of it. You have a vote. If you don't like the results, I'm sorry. That's just the way that it goes. You move on. R.C. Buford said it very well yesterday. Work's already started.
Yeah.
This is already the ball's rolling. And this is just a complete waste of time in my mind. And I don't know Michael Carlos, but I tell you what, very disappointed in a so-called journalist tweeting something like that. It baffles me.
Although I didn't take it that same way because I do think it would pass, even though it was 52%. The last one. So there are 48% said no. I get that. And when you eliminate all the other little cities and municipalities in Bexar County that wouldn't be allowed to vote, I do wonder. It is a sweet deal. Compared to Oklahoma City is putting in $50 million. The Spurs are putting in $500 million, and the cost overruns. It's just not needed. I get his point. It's a little snarky, like, hey, man, if you're so confident, why not have another vote?
It's very snarky.
But there's no reason to have another vote. City Council, the way that was set up, the way Mark White explained it to us, it does not require a vote from City Council. It does not require a vote from the residents of San Antonio. This is the mayor trying to make a group of supporters happy. Why she would choose to pick this battle, an unwinnable battle, from one, you're not going to win the battle. Two, all you've done is piss off diehard Spurs fans and people that already didn't like you even less now. If you had done some things that, all right, she's coming around. All right, I mean, this is just ridiculous because if there were a chance at a second vote, I think a lot of people, and we see these comments all the time, what about for mayor? Do we get a redo there?
Yeah, exactly.
And I would want to know, had projects A and B not passed, would she be calling for a second vote?
Of course not.
You know what? Maybe because she wants a deal. Maybe, no, we don't get revotes. That's how it is.
Here's something, and Jordan Elder's done a great job reporting on this, and she's doing this. She sent out this tweet. District 9 Councilwoman Misty Spears put this out, and it's facts. City of San Antonio voter analysis in the last vote. 72%, she says, of all votes cast came from registered City of San Antonio voters in the last election. So while the mayor claims the city of San Antonio and the residents of San Antonio didn't have an opportunity to vote on this, well, the facts don't back that up. 72% of all votes came from San Antonio registered voters. And so I appreciate facts like that. And that's the only way you're going to stop this kind of stuff, is to put out the facts, let people see them, because the mayor certainly is not putting out facts. She's putting out things that she wants to put out that just aren't true. And so I appreciate Misty Spears, District 9 Councilwoman, for putting that out there and letting the people see it.
And the quote from Misty Spears, the argument that San Antonio voters somehow didn't have the opportunity to weigh in simply doesn't match the facts.
Exactly.
Again, Jordan Elder has that on Twitter. I'm going to retweet it. So is Joe, and we will get this all taken care of.
Absolutely, and you need to read this fact sheet. Now, look, it is from a council person that will have a vote on this, and apparently, if I'm reading this right, Misty Spears is going to be a no.
Well, and again, we don't even know if she will get it. The mayor will get it to where the city council will vote to even get this on there. When we talked to Mark White the other day, that hadn't even been put on the agenda for them to waste their time on.
Well, again, our mayor is trying to stir up people to call their council person and demand it. That's what she's doing with these so-called listening sessions, and that's what she's doing. I love the fact that we've got facts coming out, not only from R.C. Buford yesterday, but now with this, some city council people spitting out facts as well. I would have had no idea, and that number baffles me. I'll be honest with you, Jason. 72% registered San Antonio voters.
See, that doesn't surprise me at all, because when you think about Bexar County, the vast majority is San Antonio. And they went to the polls. That's the thing. Bexar County voters and San Antonio voters are the same. This isn't somebody up in New Braunfels in Comal County that had an opportunity to vote on the project, and somebody in New Braunfels, somebody in San Marcos, somebody in Blanco, somebody in Spring Branch, they get no say either.
None.
If you live in Bernie,
no,
that's not Bexar County either.
No, it's
right?
Kendall County.
And they don't get a vote in the San Antonio election. But the majority of Bexar County, that voter is also a City of San Antonio voter.
By the way, Fred is correcting me. It's the San Antonio Current. I don't think we've been saying the Current, have we?
What did you say?
I don't know what I said.
Carlos? I thought you did say
maybe
with the Current.
Either way, it's Michael Carlos who I have an issue with, no matter who he works for, because if he works for a publication, he's look, we don't proclaim ourselves journalists.
No, we're talk show hosts.
We're talk show hosts.
We're opinionists.
Exactly. Michael Carlos proclaims himself as a journalist. So that's where we're at right now. We're at Cowboys training camp right now, and having a good day. Very quiet day here at Cowboys training camp. When we come back, we'll talk a little Dallas Cowboys football, some of the stuff that happened today, and what we heard from Brian Schottenheimer, who joined us here about an hour and a half ago. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, I want to ask you a question. It's hot in San Antonio. I know it is. I hear from my wife and friends there as well. It is just it's hot. It's August. It's supposed to be hot in San Antonio. But the question I have for you, are you running your air conditioner constantly and your house just isn't cooling down? If that's the case, it's probably your windows. It's time to upgrade those windows. It's time to replace them. And there is not a better time to do that than right now. Window Nation is the company you need to remember, because they have a deal for you. And this is a real deal, not a fake one like, some people would like to have. This, you can get 50% off all window styles. So just think about that for a minute. 2-for-1 windows. You get 2 windows for the price of 1. You can also get 0 down payment, no payments or interest for 2 years. This is a perfect time to get this done. Look, this deal is nice. It is sweet. You know it's not going to last very long. It can't. It's just too good of a deal. Call Window Nation or get a hold of them. All you have to do is go to windownation.com. You can schedule your consultation there. They'll tell you what they need to do. They'll come out and take a look at your house, and they'll let you know how they can do this and what they can do. And it doesn't matter whether you buy 2 windows, 4 windows, 10 windows. Doesn't matter. Window Nation has a lifetime guarantee, by the way. So if something happens to those windows 10 years from now, guess what? They'll take care of it. It is just a great deal. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Again, schedule a fast, free consultation right now. All you have to do is go to windownation.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Experience the largest gun show in Texas this weekend in Bryan. Texas Gun Shows is open Friday from noon to 7 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Don't miss Texas Gun Shows at the Legends Event Center in Bryan this Friday through Sunday.
The Colonel's cooked up a new $10 bucket of the day just for you. Monday, 24 nuggets for $10. Tuesday, 8-piece fried chicken for $10. Wednesday, 10 wings for $10. Thursday, 8 tenders for $10. Friday, 24 nuggets for, oh, you guessed it, didn't you? $10. The $10 bucket of the day deal every weekday. Only at KFC. It's finger licking good.
Prices and participation vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra.
If alcohol or drug use is hurting you or someone you love, you are not alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as Cicada. There is help. There is hope. Call Cicada at 210-225-4741 or visit cicada.org.
I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Orasti.
Whether your pain started yesterday or years ago, we treat the root cause so you can feel real relief fast. No pills, no surgery. Most patients notice improvement in just one visit, and we accept most insurance plans. Stop waiting. Start feeling better. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
ConnecticutSA.com. Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's Chumba.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
There will not be a full contingent. AJ will be in-house, getting you ready for a full day of sports Dallas Cowboy training camp and everything you need to know. Do your homework. Be prepared. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here live in Oxnard, California, it is The Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And, again, a quiet day here at Cowboys camp. All the coordinators spoke with the media today. And, of course, we had the boss on, Brian Schottenheimer.
He was on earlier. We may have the voice of the Cowboys, Brad Cham. He had a meeting. He was like, I just got pulled into a meeting.
Yeah.
So Brad may or may not show up. If not, he'll be on tomorrow.
Absolutely. Dude, I tell you, we got a breeze today.
We do.
Have you noticed, if you're watching on YouTube, you see it's kind of, this curtain just kind of bangs us in the head.
It's a curtain.
Well,
I mean.
It's annoying.
It's annoying, but you say bangs in the head, people are going to worry if you need to go into concussion protocol
bangs
or something.
Us in the head. Well, I might. As many times as my head's been banged. Jesus. It's just crazy. I don't know, but it is a nice breeze. It's a beautiful day here. My goodness, this might be the best day we've had since we've been here.
It's Oxnard. It's California. There's always good days. And, we've seen a couple of good days of football. And, the question that you get asked a lot when you're out here is, besides the superstars, who is really playing well? And there's a rookie out there, Jayshon Barham, who is playing really well. In fact, D. Winters was talking about the young studs' early play in camp.
Jayshon has been amazing. He's been a sponge, just soaking up all the information and, coming in and asking questions. I think, where I messed up when I came in is I didn't really ask questions. Jayshon just coming in and asking questions. Even in walkthrough, he's still in reps. He's always, looking to get better. And, I'm definitely excited to see what he can do this year.
And again, that's one thing. A guy like D. Winters says that. Louis Riddick must have some Cowboy guys that are feeding him some info, because Riddick was talking about just that player this morning on Get Up.
The reason why you have some concern about them making the huge jump. Let's just say that they can just be middle of the pack, is because the guys who are at the command and control center, and I know exactly. What Gerald is talking about. Look, up front, they're stout. Right down the middle, you're not going to be able to just gut them right down the middle. It's the communication piece on the second and third level. Like Caleb, he's probably going to be able to handle it. He handled it at Ohio State. Matt Patricia's defense is as hard as any defense in the NFL as far as the volume and this kind of responsibility that you have. If Caleb can hold it down, literally, DeMarvion Overshown comes back. Jayshon Barham is going to play some off-ball linebacker. If those young cats right there can handle it mentally, look out. Look out. If they can stay on the same page and not hurt themselves, look out.
I agree with him. The potential's there. I mean, the potential is there. It's just a matter of how do they transfer their good play from the practice field onto the real field, and that's what's going to be the true test. They can look as great as they want to look out here, and we're all going to say, "Oh, he's great," but you got to get out there and play some real football, and then we'll decide.
Well, again, I mean, but right now, until they can go play some real football, this is what you have. But, you know, I don't know how many people were thinking that the third-round linebacker was going to be a head-turner this early in training camp. And but he has, right? And so, you know, defense certainly playing different. D Winters, I can't say that I was paying a lot of attention to what that dude was doing in San Francisco before he got here. But, you know, you go watch a little practice, you look for 53, and you see what he's able to do, and you just watch. And he seems to be one that is coming in and playing some good football early. Now, again, like you said, right now, this unit feels so much better than at any point last year.
It does.
But they're all new faces. I mean, the majority of the faces that the Cowboys are going to be counting on are new.
But very true. That is absolutely true. And so, again, I think meshing together, seeing what Christian Parker is doing here defensively, the way these guys are flying around, it's been great to see. And again, because everybody's concerned about that Cowboys defense of last year, the improvements they've made this year, at least so far, look pretty darn good. And so that's a good thing, and the optimism should be there. It is there, and you know, nobody's talking about the offense all that much because they're pretty much the same guys, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, when you're Gotti, I mean, you're good to go. Because the defense was the real big question mark coming into training camp this year is how much better could they actually be? And, you know, you think about something that Christian Parker said today when the coordinators were on the podium and Christian Parker went, because I thought it was interesting yesterday, you had Barham calling some plays with the green dot. All the linebackers apparently have the green dot capabilities. Right now they're just taking turns on who is calling plays. The great Brad Sham has walked into our tent.
He has.
Look at that. Out of meetings. There's some pizza there.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, absolutely. He might be. I don't have a stale donut. We do have some cold pizza from Toppers. As we get, I mean, you know, live training camp meetings. What kind of meetings, Brad Sham, do you have here at training camp?
Well, in the immortal words of Caleb Downs, that's for me to know.
Brad, just your initial thoughts on what's taking place out here. I think the one thing that Jason and I have talked about is just the vibe out here seems so different than it has the last couple of years.
Yes, I agree, and it's exciting. I think that's the short answer. You know, last year you could sense that from one side of the ball, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with the new members of the coaching staff, young staff, put together with different, fresh ideas. Plus the head coach was new. And then Pickens got kind of inserted late into the game. And now nobody would say it, but we could all look at what was out there defensively and say, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yes.
I don't know how they're going to do. If you think about it, just think of the cornerbacks. I can't even remember his first name. Bless his heart. Elam, who was with the
Kyer.
Yeah, Kyer Elam. I mean, he was the number one corner. Well, Bland was because he wasn't hurt yet.
Yeah.
But four of the people they would have identified as their top 5 corners coming into camp last year were physically unable to get on the field or open the season.
Sure.
Well, that's not the case now, and you can really tell the difference. So what do? You take that kind of energy and now you put it on the defensive side of the ball with that new staff, the excitement, all the stuff about Parker. Every time we interact with him, you know, you come away positively impressed. And then you look at the players, and nobody's talking about the 85 Bears or the Doomsday defense or anything like that. But by comparison to last year, I had a guy say to me when I went in the staff chow hall for lunch, he said, well, that you'd almost have to be better than.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
you would. That's true. But that's why I say no one's talking about, the purple people eaters or anything like that. But it's clearly better.
Sure.
And what I hope fans will remember is that it will look better that September, whatever it is, in New Jersey to open the season than it did at any point last year. Reasonable health. And then it will look better in mid-October than it does that night. And then it'll look better in December than it does in the middle of the season. These are all, not all, but there's a lot of kids, a lot of guys who've never met each other, and they can't really practice playing football together in the preseason because they're not going to play very much. Right. You're not going to – Downs probably won't play much. Quentin Williams won't play. Gary won't play. Kenny Clark won't play. Overshone won't play. So they won't all start playing football together until they go to New Jersey. And so it'll be better, and then it'll get better. But out here, which is what you asked about, it's just, yes, there's a freshness, there's an excitement. It's hard not to look forward to it positively, and that hasn't been the case for a couple of years.
Very true. Brad Cham, voice of the Cowboys here on the Blitz. We were saying all offseason and seeing some of the moves that were made, the hiring of Christian Parker. Mm-hmm. If they got middle of the pack, if they could get to mediocre, the difference that would be with this offense. And granted, 2 days in pads, they look like they could actually be better than mediocre. I'm not, again,
So here's whenever I hear that, I think, why don't you go up to Quentin Williams and Overshone and one or two of these other new veterans, maybe Kobe Durant, and say, boy, we are really pulling for you guys to be mediocre. And not only are we pulling for it, by God, I think you can really be average. Why don't you go up and ask them and see what kind of a reaction you get?
I like my jaw. I need it to work. But
and the other part of that is the danger that it presupposes that the offense will be as good, if not better. Now they hope to make it better.
Gotti.
And and there are signs that would make you optimistic that it will improve. But that's now guaranteed. Just because it was good last year doesn't mean it's going to be that good this year. Now it might be better. I hope it's better. It's probably going to need to be better. And the thing about being a little better on defense is you shouldn't go into every game thinking, okay, how are we going to score 40? Because that's the only chance we've got. And if they can somehow get to a point where they only have to score, even if they only have to score 30, that's 2 scores. Last year it became pretty evident pretty fast that, if you score 5 or 6 times in a game, that's pretty good. But if you score 5 times in a game, dude, 4 of them need to be touchdowns.
Yep.
Okay? Well, now, what if let's take 2 scores necessary away from that. What if we have to get to 30 to have a chance to win a game? And realistically, you'd say, 27, shoot for giving up 24. And I don't know what their goals are. I don't know if they even have that as a goal. I know Landry used to have numerical goals like that, but it was a different era. The game was hardly resembled what we see today. But what if you could do that? What if you could say we can score 30? I think we can score 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals. Is that 30?
That's 30.
Yeah.
That's that if you can go into a game and say, now they'll never say that. Their objective is every time we get the ball, we're going to score a touchdown. Realistically, you're not going to do that. And 6 times is a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're going to face some defenses that don't have any intention of letting you get across 50-yard line 6 times, let alone score. But if you can do that, now if you can score 5 times, and more often than not, 4 of them are touchdowns, if you score 4 touchdowns a game, you can do pretty well if your defense is pretty good. but I know they aspire to be better than average, better than all we're asking for is don't stink.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to ask them that.
No.
They're too big.
No,
they're too big.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to consider and I know some people have.
Yeah.
Everybody has said all you guys have to be is average, and you can win. Now, if you're one of them, you're going to look at the person who said that and said, you and I need to come over here and have a little conversation.
Yeah.
And only one of us is going to come out in the same situation that we are in going into it. So, and it's good.
Yeah.
That's what you want. I had a couple of people who worked for the team. I was out of town rookie minicamp, so I didn't get to meet any of the rookies. And they weren't available for any of the OTAs or veteran minicamps. So I talked to some people who work for the team, not coaches. And I said, tell me about these. Well, Downs is a very serious young man, which he is. I had a chance to meet him in the locker room during minicamp and walked up and shook his hand and told him, who I was and he never smiled. Very polite.
Yeah.
Just looked at me like I was trying to sell him insurance. and overpriced insurance. And a chill went up my back. And a nice, firm handshake, looked me right in the eye, never even cracked a smile. And they said, Lawrence is a serious young man, very pleasant. And I said, what about Barham? And they said, well, he might hurt somebody. And they didn't say hurt, but I don't want to say what they said. He might hurt somebody. And I said, on or off the field? They said both. And now I'm not against having a little bit of that in my linebacker, right? But you got to keep it in check. I did meet him the other day. I told one of the PR guys, I've got to at least say hello to him. I got to let him know who I am. And so I stopped him, and and so the PR guy who was with me said he doesn't want an interview. So, okay, that was then stopping and shaking your hand and listening to you for 30 seconds will be acceptable. And he's pleasant. He's not standoffish or anything. He just is not interested in. So I told him, what I did. Look forward to working with you. And the guy who was with me said, well, he's been doing this 48 years. He said, 48. I said, yeah, this is my 48th year. He said, that's older than me. I said, that's older than your parents.
Yeah.
And he said, facts.
Yeah.
And he smiled.
He smiled. And he didn't hurt you.
And he didn't hurt me, and he left.
And he has been flashing out here.
I think he's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in these practices and in preseason. I don't think he'll play a lot, but he's got to play some. And in games, I'm very interested to see what he has, what he brings. They're not complete. I think they need more pass rushing, but they're creative. I think they're more talented than they were last year. And the thing that really killed them was, for whatever reason, and he's a better coach than this, but Matt Eberflus just refused to change anything. He didn't have good players enough to begin with, which is not his fault. And then he said, this is how I'm going to take these bad players, and we're going to play this system. Yeah, but Matt, they can't play that system. Yeah. Have you got something else that might be better for them? No, we're going to play this system. Okay, well, guess what happens? And if you remember, once or twice they got through to him, and I think they had a come-to meeting during the week, and they changed some things, and they did a little better. And it didn't last. So that was hard to watch. And that was one of the things that was so difficult about this. It was just hard to watch. Well, I don't think this group is going to be that. They're going to be creative and inventive and coming from everywhere and confusing to the offense and malleable, ready to change according to what's being thrown at them. That's what makes football fun.
Brad, I love it. And obviously, folks listen to Brad Shim right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star every game. What I love about you, and I would imagine you can't help but be a fan. Obviously, you've got a job to do. But I can hear it in your voice when the Cowboys do something stupid. You don't hide that at all.
Number one, I think all of us who do this for a living started as fans. All of us. And I think when you do what I do, I've done a lot of network radio and television games, and you don't do this. I went to Missouri. I did Missouri in 3 Cotton Bowls on network radio. You approach it differently. my objective going into that game is when they're done, if somebody was driving across the country and heard the whole game, they can't know I went to Missouri. So you do it differently. This job that I have is to do Cowboy games. People are turning on the radio to find out how are the Cowboys doing. And they're happy if they're doing well, and they're not happy if they're doing poorly. So Eric Nadel, one of my dearest friends, and we're so different. Our personalities are so different. And, of course, I worked with Eric for 3 years, and I've seen him. When the Rangers are doing very badly or are very bad, Eric kind of sounds the same as he does when they're doing well. Not when they win a big game. When they won the World Series, you can hear the excitement. He knows how to do all of that. But Eric is so steady. And so, now it's 162 games you have to be. Yeah. But he's so even-keeled. His personality is that way. That's not me. And so I don't even try to change the fact that, then this is what you're saying, if they are disgusting me with their performance, you won't have to guess how I'm feeling.
Yes.
But I think that's okay. It's not okay if you're doing a network game.
Sure.
And if Joe Buck does the World Series and the Cardinals are playing and they disgust him, he can't react that way. I'll tell you a funny story. It's funny to me anyway. I was doing NCAA tournament, second round, with the late, great John Thompson. I had a couple of opportunities to work with Coach Thompson. It was such a joy. And I think the last time I worked with him, John told Westwood One that if Georgetown was in the tournament, that's where he was going. And his son was the coach there at the time. So there are a couple of guys who didn't know quite how to work with John, and we had one good experience one year in Oklahoma City. And so I was actually doing working for the SEC network doing the SEC tournament in Nashville, and I got a call from Westwood One, and they said, okay, Georgetown has been sent here, and that guy who's doing the region, that John doesn't really want to work with him. John, I think, will prefer working with you. So you're not going to here where you got hotel and flights and everything, and you're going here.
Uh-huh.
I said, fine. And it was in Raleigh, and it was his son was the Georgetown coach, and it was Davidson with young Steph Curry. This was the weekend that Steph Curry announced himself to the world, okay? So when you're doing those, you're doing 4 games. Let's say we're Thursday, Saturday. So on Thursday, we're doing 4 games. And I believe that Georgetown-Davidson was in the first game of the evening doubleheader. So we do the afternoon doubleheader, and you got a couple hours, catch your breath. And now we sit down, and now we're on the other side of the court from the benches. And John was A, coaching the whole game. And B, I'm not sure he ever unlocked eyes from his son across the way. Now we get to halftime, and Davidson's doing a little better than they're supposed to do, and this skinny kid Curry, he's doing. So now we come into the second half, and Davidson's going to do that. And the worst Georgetown go, this is all under the heading of people can tell what you're thinking when you're doing the game. And the worse Georgetown does, and the better Curry and Davidson do, John, I mean, he has not reduced his son to a puddle just by the looks he's shooting him. I don't know. And now it becomes apparent 5 minutes left, whatever it was, Davidson's winning the game. And Georgetown, well, the disgust in Coach Thompson's voice as he described the way his son's team, which in his mind is still his team, 20 years removed from when Patrick Ewing was there. You could touch it. You could reach out and touch the disgust in his voice. And and then we had another game to do that night. And then 2 more 2 days later. And imagine how enthused he was about that.
Yeah, sure.
When you talk about someone being disgusted with what they see, I own it. I admit it. You're totally right. I am that way, right or wrong, to my detriment or not.
I love it.
And the audience, I think, feels like I feel, and they're reacting how I'm reacting. But I always think about John. Oh, you think I'm disgusted? Let me tell you about disgusted.
Yeah, but the beauty is, or the reality, and you're right. You're the Cowboys broadcaster.
Yeah, right.
You are saying everything that you can say on radio without getting fired.
Correct.
That they're all saying while listening to
Do you remember when Des Bryant was returning punts?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Maybe he was still a rookie. Maybe it was his second year. And he didn't catch everyone. And I do remember, I don't remember the game. I don't remember the result. I know it was at Texas Stadium. And I remember that he dropped one, and it was just one in a chain. And I remember saying something like, have we seen enough of that? Haven't we seen enough of that? Is there somebody else who can do that? And that's the kind of thing that I think that's what people are thinking.
Yep.
And, Jason, you're right. It clearly, if I said everything I was thinking, I wouldn't be going into my 48th year.
Yes.
So
it makes it fun.
It's
this
awesome.
year, though, we're up against the time wall, Brad.
I do that to segments. I am 00 segment, license to kill.
The excitement level of this team is greater than it has been in a long time.
Sure.
And the whole offseason, Jerry operating a little bit differently. I think Brian Schottenheimer has completely changed the overall tone in a very positive way.
I don't think there's any question about it. And to be fair, Mike McCarthy did something that had not been win 12 games 3 years in a row, in the playoffs 3 games in a row. Those things had not been accomplished here in 30 years.
Crazy.
When they got to the end of the 3 years. That said, Mike was not hired to do that. Mike was hired to get him into the next to the last game and then the last game. And he knew that. And so then when it came to his 5th year, and of course every time they don't get to that game, then the restiveness among the fan base grows. And then, of course, going into Mike's last year, he wanted an extension and believed that he deserved an extension for what he'd done. And they didn't think he had earned the extension. So let's coach this last year. And so he did his best to rise above that, but I don't think Mike wanted to be here. I also don't think he ever really thoroughly embraced the unique challenges of being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's not the same as being the coach of the Colts.
Yes.
and that's for better or worse. And it doesn't mean you can't survive. Doesn't mean you can't flourish. But you have to be able to not be driven to distraction by the distractions, because they're coming. And I don't think Mike ever really embraced that, and I think maybe it's because he waited so long to get his chance that Brian Schottenheimer is not afraid of them. And Jerry, right now he wants to listen to him. People think Jerry's all up in everybody's business. He does own the team, and it's not really true. I mean, it may have been true once, but it's been a very long time since that was true. That's why Jason Garrett was the coach here 10 years. And Jason's a personal friend of mine, and I was pulling for him, but he didn't do enough to get more years. And Jerry wanted him to. Jerry wanted, people have written, and they're right, Jerry saw him hope Jason would be Jerry's Tom Landry. Mm-hmm. 3 decades, 4 decades. So that didn't work out. Well, nobody wants Brian Schottenheimer to succeed more than Jerry does. Jerry hired him. And so, okay, we could see what worked in year 1 and what clearly did not. And I do think that Jerry can tell time.
Yeah.
I think he can read a calendar. And he knows that he hasn't got forever. So if Schottenheimer says, and I'm not saying that he said this, but my guess is he said things like it. If Schottenheimer said, let's try something different and give me a little free hand here. Let me find the defensive coordinator. We'll run it by you. We're not going to go around you. And I think that's why Schottenheimer had the freer hand to find Parker and gave Parker such a big role in hiring his staff. And I think that is part of the excitement. So I don't think Mike was happy 2 years ago. And he was trying to put a good face on it. But I don't think he was happy. He wasn't happy about the contract. And I don't think he really loved doing this particular job. I wish him great success in Pittsburgh, where I know he's happy and I know he loves it because it's his home. And Schottenheimer's happy to be here.
Yeah.
And now wants to do something with it. He wants to honor his father, and who, I hate the word should, but, Marty Schottenheimer probably should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe someday he will be. So now Jerry has read the calendar. He has given Schottenheimer reign to pick this staff, and it's all very young, and it's exciting. And let me tell you, and you'll both find this out, there are few things, Tex Schramm knew this the same way Jerry knows it. There are few things more energizing for an old person than to be around young people.
Yes.
And so I think Jerry sees these young coaches and he says, "Good, oh boy, let's go."
Yeah.
And now what you guys are saying, you can see it during practice.
Yep.
It's exciting and jumping around, and now the pads have just come on, and I think there's a lot to look forward to. Results are never guaranteed, but I think there's a lot to look forward to in the way they play.
No doubt.
Good stuff. Brad Sham, always great catching up with you in person, my friend.
Pleas's mine.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Have some
you.
stale donuts next time.
We will.
We will find some stale donuts. You don't want cold pizza?
No, I stopped over to the Chow Hall before the coordinator's press conferences, and it wasn't really open yet, but the grill guy had some big, massive sausages of different kinds. And I may or may not have had a couple because I was hungry. And I may or may not be so full I'll never eat again. So thank you. I'll pass on the cold beer.
Appreciate you. The great Brad Sham, voice of the Cowboys. Of course, you can hear it here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, your South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
We should have started this at 2 o'clock and had Brad on for the entirety of the show. And
I was still in that meeting.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm incredulous that
Next time we're booking you for the whole show, Brad, all right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. We got to take a break. We will return here in Oxnard. Cowboys training camp. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And talking with Brad Sham about being around younger people, they say 40 is the new 20. Well, that's because guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they have testosterone levels of their 20s. Because they're going to Synergenics testosterone and weight loss. If you are struggling with low energy, reduced sex drive, decreased motivation, difficulty maintaining lean muscle, get into Synergenics. Take the free T-test. It is absolutely free. And if you need it, you will work with a licensed provider that will create a personalized testosterone replacement therapy plan based on you, your symptoms, your lab work, your health goals. And treatment is then carefully monitored to help you feel great, look great, and live your best life. Again, the testosterone test is absolutely free. Most insurance plans are accepted. And at Synergenics, they only use non-compounded pharmaceutical-grade testosterone. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Schedule that free testosterone test at Synergenicshealth.com. That's Synergenicshealth.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney who has practiced law here in San Antonio since 1994. Over the past 30 years, I've represented hundreds, if not thousands, of victims of negligent drivers. If you've been in an auto accident, you can choose a billboard lawyer, but I'd ask you to consider calling me. We have only one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. My team and I place a premium on communication because I believe there can be no daylight between an effective attorney and his client. I do not charge for an initial consultation. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, just call my office, 210-900-0400. There's no charge. I want to make sure that the decisions you make immediately after an accident are smart decisions. The other driver's insurance company and your own insurance company will want to talk to you immediately after the accident. My advice, talk to me first. Many adjusters play fair, but I've seen more than a few that do not. If you've been injured by a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
What is the news of the day? Wide receiver Stephon Diggs signing with the Washington Commanders. It is said to be a one-year deal worth up to $12 million. Tomorrow night, we're going to have some NFL football. It is a Hall of Fame game. Kicks off the preseason for the NFL. Panthers take on the Cardinals. Rookie running back and 3rd overall pick Jeremiah Love will not play in tomorrow's game, according to his head coach, Mike LaFleur.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to The Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And we are happy to be here. It's a hump day. Hump day. Hump day. Hump day. Hope you're having a good hump day, everybody. Wherever you're doing it, however you're doing it. And, well, we appreciate you spending a little time with us here on the Blitz on the tennis courts in Oxnard, Cowboys Training Camp 2026. And great stuff with the great Brad Sham. I could listen to that guy for hours with the story that he has to tell.
Well, and again, all of us, I mean, we see all the different legend references on our YouTube chat. And the cool part about our job sometimes, I mean, growing up listening to Brad Sham, wanting to be a broadcaster and then getting to know Brad Sham, kind of like Milo Hamilton back in the day with the Astros, or, even Jay Howard until I met him. I mean, but there is just something cool about it. And again, the stories that Brad has, and sometimes when you're not with a microphone, the stories are even better. It's
Absolutely.
the ones that we can't tell on the radio.
Yes.
That will never make the book. Those are the stories.
Those are the stories, without a doubt. And I know a lot of people that listen to us right now will listen to Cowboys games on our air here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. But I just find that so unique, and I really have not heard that before. of a broadcaster really getting emotional depending on the way that it is. Now, Brad's not unprofessional by any stretch, and I'm not suggesting that. But what I'm saying is when the Cowboys make a dumb play or something bad happens, you know it.
I think that's
I love it.
That's the beauty of Jerry Jones. And Brad isn't saying this, my opinion, knowing different broadcasters for different teams. The excitement level when things are going well, whether it's Brad Shams walking the dog or Mark Vandermeer, rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but Jerry doesn't mind if you're critical as long as you're fair.
Right.
What you don't hear from Mark Vandermeer is the utter disgust when things aren't going well. You don't hear that from Craig Way or an Andrew Monaco.
No.
They're always looking for the positives with their team. And so when things are bad, I mean, sometimes you can't sugarcoat it. Brad certainly doesn't hide his feelings. As much as I love Andrew Monaco, listening to that Miami playoff game, it was just one play away, maybe here, maybe there. Never critical. Mark Vandermeer rarely is critical. I've never heard, now not saying that Mark has never done this, but I've never heard him say, well, that was a dumb play.
Right.
What the hell was he thinking?
Right.
You will hear that from Brad Sham.
Yes, you will. And I love it. Now, to me, because you're disgusted, as he mentioned, as a fan, you're disgusted by that bad play, and so is he. And when push comes to shove, he's been covering the Cowboys for a long time. He's a fan.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Without a doubt.
And you know what? Seems to be a fan of Brian Schottenheimer, as am I, with everything that we have seen him do.
Without a doubt. And, we're going to hear from him.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him.
We're going to talk to him. Brian Schottenheimer, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to join us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I want to talk to you, though, about a water softener, but not just any water softener, the best water softener there is on the market. That's a Connecticut water softener. Look, if you need one, and you do in San Antonio, South Texas, you need a water softener. And if you're going to buy one, buy the best. I mean, it only stands to reason. Right? And Connecticut is the best. Look, these things don't run on electricity. They run on kinetic energy. So if the power goes out, you've still got soft water. And your appliances are going to thank you. Your dishwasher, your washing machine, your shower, and all the pipes that are running throughout your house, they're all going to thank you. And you're going to feel the difference. I promise you. The shower, your clothes, the dishes, you're going to see, you're going to feel, all of that stuff. It is real. It is the best water softener on the market by far, head and shoulders better than anything else I have ever had. And the other thing that I have that is fantastic is the reverse osmosis drinking station that they will give you for free when you purchase your Connecticut quality water softener. It is outstanding. No more bottled water. You don't have to mess with bottled water anymore. And the plastic bottles and the trash and the lugging them in from the grocery store, those days are gone. All you have to do is fill up a glass. Same water, and it is delicious. It is perfect. We use it for everything, whether it's coffee, cooking, whatever the case may be. Even the dog enjoys it. Fill up the dog's water dish with that nice, clean, crisp reverse osmosis drinking water. They're also going to give you 0% interest for 12 months, free money for 12 months. Don't wait. This offer can't last long. Give them a call. Do it now. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle? Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney who has practiced law here in San Antonio since 1994. Over the past 30 years, I've represented hundreds, if not thousands, of victims of negligent drivers. If you've been in an auto accident, you can choose a billboard lawyer, but I'd ask you to consider calling me. We have only one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. My team and I place a premium on communication because I believe there can be no daylight between an effective attorney and his client. I do not charge for an initial consultation. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, just call my office, 210-900-0400. There's no charge. I want to make sure that the decisions you make immediately after an accident are smart decisions. The other driver's insurance company and your own insurance company will want to talk to you immediately after the accident. My advice, talk to me first. Many adjusters play fair, but I've seen more than a few that do not. If you've been injured by a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc?
We need to talk about the lights.
Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes.
A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes.
You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we're celebrating our 50th year of the Hunters Extravaganza. Join us in San Antonio August 7th through 9th. Come see Gator Country, Heart of Texas Snake Handlers, enter the deer competition, and compete in the annual indoor 3D archery tournament. Discover the latest hunting gear and apparel, book hunts, and find everything you need for the hunt. The Hunters Extravaganza, brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association. Get tickets at ttha.com.
Time to go back to school with Famous Footwear.
Why does it always sneak up on us?
It's like when your kid tells you about a bake sale the night before.
Then it's store-bought all the way.
Stores are the best.
Like Famous, with 800 stores, they're always nearby with shoes from the best brands like Jordan, Nike, Adidas, Birkenstock, New Balance, Skechers, and more.
Right now it's BOGO. Buy one pair, get one half off at Famous Footwear. And shop in store to get $10 to spend this fall. Some exclusions apply.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Kind of a quiet day here at Cowboys training camp. There was no practice today, not an official day off for the players, but sometimes those quiet days, well, they turn into really good days. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
Well, because, that allowed Brian Schottenheimer to come hang out with us. He did this, it was live a little after 3 o'clock. Walked into our booth in the middle of the segment, and, of course, we put headsets on the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. How you
Coach
doing,
Schottenheimer. Good, Coach.
Doing well.
No, you're fine. Perfect.
We're doing it live, as they like to say.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was explaining the process, but you could probably do it better. 2 full days.
Actually,
kind of
learning.
a light day. Were you learning anything?
Yeah, I was learning. I was like, these guys are on top of their
If
stuff.
I'm teaching, man, we're screwed.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Coach, but we try.
Yeah.
We make it sound like we know what we're talking about.
That'd be like me running this show every day. I'd be like, I could handle an hour or two, but after that, I'd be struggling.
I think you could probably do radio. 4 hours a day.
I got a face for radio.
We all do. Yet it's all this video stuff.
I'm looking at myself right there. I'm like, okay, don't look at yourself.
Yeah, no. We were talking earlier. We come out every year, have for 20-something years. A couple of years ago, it was a weird vibe at camp. Last year was different because it was your first year. This year, the vibe is so different. The confidence level, just everything about camp from our perspective. Does it feel that way to you?
Yeah, I think so. I get asked about that a lot. I think, when you start talking right away about what the goals and expectations are of your football team is to twofold. Again, build the greatest culture in professional sports, which is going to allow you to win the world championship, and we want to be playing in SoFi on February 14th. When you start talking that way and the guys start hearing it and they start believing it, I think that sets the standard where we want to go. Now, we're not going to get there without putting in the work and trusting the process, and we're going to have high highs and low lows, and that's part of the business. But the confidence that you guys feel is real.
Well, Shotty, I think what we see is that everybody talks about culture. And I think when you came in, nobody knew what you were going to do or how you were going to do it, but you've set the culture here, this place, and I believe the players are really buying into it, number one, and enjoying it.
Yeah, well, again, it's more about the guys, right? Like when we built this roster with the Joneses and Will McClay and the scouting staff and our coaches, right? Like we wanted guys that, again, couple things. They would put the team first. They would put the work in. You can't be a part of this team if you're not a competitor. I mean, it's compete every day. But the brotherhood that we're building is real. But when you look at the pieces that we've brought in, whether it's Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, great people, incredible players, right?
Yeah.
And then you go out and you get Caleb Downs, incredible person, great player. I mean, that's what we're doing. And it doesn't mean that that we devalue talent, but there's a lot of talented players that are great characters and want to be the coach the right way and build the team, and it is that team first mentality.
As you say it that way, obviously in San Antonio we've had the Spurs organization for years, and the people that they bring in, great players, and you're seeing that even with this new young group of Spurs, great players, better people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, literally, I've been a big fan of Coach Popovich for a long time and what they built down there, because it wasn't about winning a championship. It was about sustaining success. Like, this isn't just about 2026. This is about what 5 years from now, 6, 7 years from now, like, can we build that dynasty that we're trying to do? And, again, it takes the right people, and they have it in San Antonio. They're rebuilding it now that way, and we're in year 2 of our process.
What I like, Coach, is the fact that you guys aren't shying away from, number one, Super Bowl talk, and number two, the Gotti, greatest the offense. And here we go. And I think I don't know, I just think the confidence that I'm seeing out here among the players and the belief that they seem to have that we can actually get this done.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, again, we had nothing to do with that as coaches. I mean, that was totally them. The guys were out in Park City. They were working out together. They were throwing. They were running. They were having a good time. And they came back, and first I heard of it was from talking to a couple of the guys, and they said, what do you think? I said, well, it doesn't matter what I think. You guys have come up with it. So we want this team to be led by those guys, right? I don't play the game. I'm on the side kind of working and driving some things, but they play the game. And with that, though, comes a lot of high expectations. So we have to put the time in. We have to practice hard. We have to do the conditioning that we didn't do last year. And if you don't do that and you just think it's going to happen magically, guess what? It's not. And then, we don't want to look foolish. So, we got to back it up. It's great to talk big, but you got to back it up.
When you hear Gotti and when that became public, was that one of those things that, all right, we can do that, but keep this one in the locker room?
No, I'm not. I'm not like that. I'm not, because it's such a competitive business, man. And I think last year we had a chance to be really, really, really good. We were good, we had a chance to be even better. There was a few things in the red zone we struggled with. The ball security was not good enough. If we cleaned a couple of those things up last year, you could make the argument that we could have been maybe Gotti. This year, let's see how we respond.
Coach, do you have your guys here as far as your staff? You seem to have put together a staff that, number one, is young in some circumstances, but good football guys. Do you feel like you have the guys that you wanted here on your coaching staff?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I really felt good about what we were building last year. But again, I think part of being a great leader is when things don't fit or they're not right, you have to make tough decisions. And so, what I'm so proud of us is that once that decision was made to make the changes, we started a process that was, again, very long, very detailed. Everybody was involved, from Jerry, Steven, myself, Will McClay, the other assistants that were still there. And we've got guys on both sides of the ball and special teams that are really great teachers. You got to take these athletes and you got to, that are world-class athletes, but you got to teach them what to do. Teach them how to do it, and then you got to make sure that they're doing it the way that you want them to do it. And so I think we've got great teachers that understand scheme, but also the difference in the NFL a lot of time, guys, is fundamentals. If you don't play with good fundamentals and it's a great player going against a great player, you're going to struggle. The guy usually that has the better fundamentals is going to be the guy that wins more of the battles.
Brian Schottenheimer joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You talk about the decision to make the changes when you did, and we all watched last year. We understand, and we probably all agree that was the right decision. How did you as head coach convince Jerry to make some of those changes? And I say that because this offseason, as you know, things have operated differently than what we expect normally from the Dallas Cowboys, and I credit you for that.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, the conversations and communication from myself and Jerry and Steven and ownership really. It goes back to when I interviewed for the job, got the job, and it was very important to me. Like, if there's one thing a head coach's son, talking about myself as a child, learns is the importance of communication. And so, I was very open and honest throughout the course of the process with Jerry and Steven. I helped them understand the things we were doing well, the things that we need to clean up, in a lot of different areas, not just defensively, but as a football team. And so you would be surprised. I mean, because we were on the same page when it came time to make that decision, we were aligned. But again, even better than that, guys, was the process of making sure that the next guy we hired, in this case Christian Parker, that we were all aligned with that. And so, it's easy to communicate with Jerry, Steven, the Joneses, their ownership. They're awesome. And, hey, we don't always agree on things, but they're very easy to talk to. And I'm very appreciative of them.
Brian, you mentioned your dad a lot, and you always speak fondly of your father. How much of your coaching style is like his, if any?
Yeah, I would say my energy's a little different. My choice of music for practice is different. But I would say when you dig down deep, if you cut me open, I'm probably 70% Marty Schottenheimer in terms of, the attention to detail, the physicality, a lot of the core principles, I believe, in terms of preparation and taking notes and how important meetings are and that every walkthrough matters. And those were things that I was hearing at the dinner table probably when I was 3, 4, 5 years old that now I still apply. And it's funny for me because literally my wife and my kids, I'll say something or do something in front of the team or, at an event, and they'll be like, God, that was so Marty. And I take it as a compliment. I mean, I really do. But they're like, yeah, that's so Marty. Or they say Papa, but,
But you're kind of that hybrid, the old school style coaching that is more, that you hear players coach or relating to the players. You're kind of a hybrid of both.
Yeah, and he was that way. I mean, he always had that jaw, and that jaw was set. And I've heard guys tell stories for years about when you'd walk into his office and those big Coke bottle glasses, he'd cut his eyes up to you and it would take your soul. I've heard players tell that. It happened to me. Someone I was coaching with him, I'd walk in, I'd be, oh no, I got the glare. But he was really big into relationships, and I say this because I get hit at least twice a Sunday or Monday at every game from someone that'll come up, tap me on the shoulder, say, hey, Coach, we know you're really busy, but do you mind? And I know where it's going, but, of course, I stop because I want to allow them to say those things. It makes me feel good. But your dad changed my life back in 1985. I played for him with Cleveland, or in 1988. I played with him for Kansas City. And so his legacy was about the people, not even the wins and all that stuff. It was more about the impact he had on these young men.
Well, and I think we see that. We've had the opportunity to interview some of the players, and the one thing that they all say and they have in common is that it's like a family around here. Did your dad have that type of culture as well that you've brought here to the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, he didn't talk about it probably as much as we do. Like, it wasn't one of his core values. But absolutely. I mean, he would drop anything for any one of his coaches, players, that had an issue going on the field, off the field, something with their family. He would drop everything, and he would use every resource to get it fixed. But I think, I probably talk a little bit more about it than he did. And I think that's the Pete Carroll influence. I mean, Pete was really that way. And, you have more fun when you celebrate with each other and you love one another, and you're able to get through the adversity a little bit easier when you care about one another.
Brian Schottenheimer here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. One of the big storylines for us coming into camp on offense, left tackle position. You said yesterday, basically Tyler Guyton's job. Reserve your right to change your mind if you need to. What's different about Tyler Guyton this year than the first two?
Well, let me be very clear. I didn't say it's Tyler Guyton's job. Okay. I said that at the moment we feel like Nate needs to play at a starter level in practice to earn the right to get first-team reps. Everything should be earned. That's one of the mottos kind of this year is earn everything. But Tyler's playing with a lot of confidence. This is one of the most talented left tackles I've ever been around. I mean, this guy's athleticism, length, talent is real. He struggled with the availability. He's been banged up some. But, again, it's just every chance you get to watch Tyler Guyton play, you see him getting more and more comfortable. And this didn't just start 3 days ago when we opened camp or 5 days ago, whatever it was. He was one of the first players back in the building, working out on his own, downstairs. He won an off-season award because of his work ethic, and it was noticed by those guys. So he understands year three. I mean, people don't talk about it. It's good pressure, which pressure is a privilege. But, like, being a first-round pick and then you're a left tackle, like, it sometimes takes a little bit of time. I remember we drafted a Brickshaw Ferguson my first year in New York as a coordinator. He's in their Ring of Honor, elite player. And after the first year, we thought Brick was a bust. We were literally like, this guy. I mean, he was getting run around by, the equipment men. I mean, the equipment guy would run the corner and sack the quarterback. We'd be like, oh, my gosh, this is the fourth pick in the draft. It takes time. And I really like what I see from Tyler right now.
Brian, how much do you rely or consult with Dak Prescott on a position like that? Obviously, it's a very important position for him. Is there any consultation in that matter?
No, I mean, Dak and I talk about all kinds of things football-wise, personnel at times. But, yeah, I mean, it's Dak wants to play quarterback, and that's the thing we're trying to do this year. That's why we've got some leadership council and things in place to allow a guy like Dak, who's got great leadership ability, but, like, if Dak doesn't have to solve every problem in the locker room or anything on the field because Quinnen Williams will, Kenny Clark will, Rashawn Gary will, great. Dak is all for it. But, no, in terms of personnel, Dak doesn't get a vote in that.
Well, and what, like, when you're putting the game plan together, how much input do you allow from Dak?
Yeah. Now, that's different. Dak has input. I think he really trusts what we do. But, again, as the plan comes together, he usually gives us feedback. Hey, I really, really love the plan. I'm great. Cool. Or, hey, I really like this. Hey, I saw maybe a little bit more of this or that, three-step, above screens, whatever. Cool. But really where he gets the most involved, guys, is later in the week as we've gone through the week of practice. Hey, Shotty, I really love this. Hey, I love that. I want this. Hey, that should be – is that one of your top calls? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I love that. And that's part of the relationship of Dak and I and why we work so well on game day together.
Well, I would imagine having a guy like that, a leader like that that's been in the league now for some time, it's got to make your job a little bit easier, I would think.
Absolutely. Hey, it's easy to be a play caller when you've got really good players and you got a guy at the most important position probably in all of sports that's not only wired the right way, but he's wired a lot like me. We've got our communication's very easy. When we do get mad at each other, we get over it quickly, like any relationship that's important in your life. But He's a pure joy to coach.
What's the biggest challenge calling plays? We all think it's going to be fun, right? And I saw University of Akron, they're doing a contest right now, season ticket holders. Somebody's going to win to be able to call all the plays for the first drive of the season. Like,
maybe I should apply. Saturday or something?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, what is always the biggest challenge in calling plays?
The adjustment. It really is the adjustment, because you go in with a great plan and you have an idea of what you want to do, and sometimes those plans change in a hurry. And there's certainly the part of wanting to get guys involved, because when guys get involved, they feel the love and whatnot. But probably the adjusting, because the defense in this league are really, really good, and they know how to take things away. And so that flexibility to adjust, I think, is probably the hardest part.
Hey, we'd like to see you in L.A. on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
On the field.
Yeah,
by the
we
way.
plan on being there. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Always enjoy it.
I know it's a busy time.
Yep. No, appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Great conversation there with Brian Schottenheimer, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I tell you what, he just I don't know how to describe the guy. Just very even keel. He loves his players, and he loves what he's doing, and he's expecting big things.
Obviously, we had that conversation earlier, replaying it just there. And you could just tell he is a great leader of men. And you see that with all great coaches, right? As this is playing, I see a tweet from our friend April Ansira. Her tweet: I have been taught that a leader is someone who inspires everyone to row in the same direction for a shared vision for their company, nonprofit, or community. An ineffective leader inspires no one, and regardless of how good or bad their ideas are, they accomplish nothing because no one will even grab an oar to start rowing. Recent news inspired this post, #GSG.
Well, you can say that about Shotty. He's got everybody rowing in the right direction.
And our mayor does not.
No, gosh. Here we go. Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we got to take a break. We are still trying to catch up with those things a little bit. We're going to do that, and we'll return here from the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. Cowboys camp coverage here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me ask you a question. The anniversary, maybe a first date. I don't know, maybe just you want to impress the boss, or you're going up to maybe a job interview. Who knows? Why not drive up in style to any of those things? You want to drive an exotic or luxury vehicle without the commitment of buying one? Pascucci Prestige has something really unique. In fact, right now they're looking for founding members, and those members get exclusive perks. So here's the deal. Instead of owning just one car, you get access to an incredible fleet of luxury and exotic vehicles. I already mentioned the date nights and the business meetings and the weekend getaways, but think about this. You buy, say, a Lamborghini. The maintenance on that thing is incredible. The insurance on that thing is going to cost you a fortune. Don't do that. Let Pascucci Prestige handle all of that for you. You're just a member, and you get to drive the car and then take it back. 5 driving days every month in the vehicle of your choice, 1,000 miles every month. Early access to brand new vehicles before anyone else, by the way. And founding members get in at the beginning. They become part of something exclusive. They're even offering discounts for their first founding members. So if you've been thinking about driving something extraordinary, now is absolutely the time to get it done. Experience some luxury. Treat yourself. PascucciPrestige.com. That's where you need to go. PASCUCCI Prestige.com. You want to ask them about becoming a founding member. The spots are going to fill up. They're going to fill up quickly. So again, go to PascucciPrestige.com. PASCUCCI Prestige.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Roseanne's lost all of her humor. She's a miserable woman.
I never found her funny, so she just got more miserable.
Snooky. Damn.
He was a cochina. He was like, bleh.
All right. Enough of this. Grow up, Vic. I can't do this all day.
Yes, we can.
That's a Jersey Susia.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How about them Cowboys?
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What a great day out here at Cowboys training camp. In fact, every day out here is pretty great. Now, I'm not just talking about the weather. We've gotten to know some of the new players. We've gotten a little bit better acquainted with the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer. Really appreciated that. And, well, the legend, Brad Sham, joining us today. And I promise you we could talk to that dude for 4 hours.
Well, we easily could. Brad Sham and Brian Schottenheimer.
Well, absolutely,
for that matter. If you missed any of it, check the audio vault. Powered by AA Best Bail Bonds there at sasportstar.com or on YouTube. I mean, they're all available on YouTube as well. Make sure you hit up our YouTube page, the shortcut through sasportstar.com. Joe, I know you're a big-time golfer.
Sure.
And you're a pretty good fantasy player. You actually have the trophy sitting on your desk from last year.
I do.
League.
That's right.
There's been, as we get closer to our fantasy drafts, different things on social media about the punishment for those that lose last. You being a golfer, a guy's going viral. He played a full round of golf without a ball and was playing with complete strangers. That was the punishment for losing his fantasy football leagues.
Well, and he couldn't tell them why he using a golf ball. But he'd go up there, he'd put the tee in the ground, he'd swing, and then look at it like it's down there, and then he'd go up and he'd hit it again. It was really bizarre. And, of course, he even told one of the guys, he said, hey, can you just tap that in for me? One of the guys said, well, where is it? So they didn't have any clue, and I have to imagine that they thought that was pretty wacky on his part. But, I like the creative punishments. In our league, it's just financial.
Yes.
If you finish last, you got to pony up some more money.
Well, because none of us would do stupid things like that. I mean, none of us are going to get a tattoo, especially an inappropriate tattoo. I saw one dude, they had to enter a bodybuilding competition. We would never do that in our league.
No.
But, dude, I love that idea. Because I'd go out to the golf club at Texas and not lose a single golf ball.
Well, no, you wouldn't. And you'd look a hell of a lot better playing without a ball.
Out there drinking beer.
Than you do with one.
Pretending I'm playing golf, which is what I do now, just it wouldn't cost me a golf ball.
Well, that's exactly right.
Best round of your life.
I think it'd be good. You could just say whatever you shot. I mean, you birdie every hole.
I'd have a couple hole-in-ones.
Yeah.
But could you imagine the strangers? After the second hole, it'd be like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Well, I mean, I think after the first tee shot, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, I mean, you're not paying attention. Hey, man, that one's far. I don't know.
Well, that was clever. I hadn't heard that one before, but that was clever. And again, some of the people in these leagues are pretty creative with the last place. You don't ever want to finish in last place in anything, much less fantasy football.
True.
I mean, especially in our job. Can you imagine, Minix, finishing last? We're like, dude, aren't you guys supposed to know stuff?
Again, it's fantasy football. That's how it happens. I've
never finished last.
Never?
Never. I did never.
We've been in this league since 1990, 3?
Never have finished last. Okay. Now, I've finished in the middle of the pack and probably down close to last, but I've never finished last.
I think I did once. When everybody was hurt. It was awful. It was awful.
Well, that happens.
And then you get like Paul Morales auto drafts and he ends up winning. The weather guy. The hell.
I know it. It's what's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing fantasy football. It's fun, and those drafts will be coming up here pretty soon. My goodness, won't be long.
Right around the corner. Couple of things. I mean, obviously, we're out here in Oxnard. I did not watch Hard Knocks last night. If I were home, I would have. Ryan Engel would not have. We did not.
No, we didn't.
But I've read apparently a really good episode.
Okay. According to who?
What I've read.
Oh.
I mean, Well, you saw Mitch Johnson apparently on.
Okay. That makes it good?
Little Spurs connection.
That makes it good?
Why do you hate good things? Why do you? I mean, you've never watched Ted Lasso, which their new season is about to get underway or did get underway this week. Again, I'll catch up next week when I get home.
Dude, I don't know. I've just never had any interest in it. It's about soccer.
It's, again, not really. It's a good show. And another show that Ryan Engel probably isn't going to give a damn about, Netflix. They're going to release something called Untold, the testimony of Vince Young.
Vince Young is special. He runs, he can jump, he can throw. Vince was a freaking animal, man.
Are you at peace with your journey? Hell no, I'm not at peace.
Texas had become the biggest punchline in college football. Mack Brown brought Texas back into cultural relevance. But they still needed someone that would help them get over that hump.
Good shot! A magic man! Nice comeback!
When Coach Brown gave me the opportunity to change plays, he let me play my game fully.
Just avoid the touchdown, Texas!
That chemistry was the game changer.
Vince got us in the Rose Bowl.
One game that will be as big as a college football game can be.
We want to be the greatest dynasty of all time.
The odds was against us. Now it's to the point like, who wants it more?
If we don't score, we lose the game.
He's going for the corner!
Ever since I left that game, my life was like, but at the same time, I couldn't handle it. When I got drafted to Tennessee, it was tough for me.
Imagine starting a new job and your boss already hates you.
He showed weakness, and you can just start seeing the tension building.
Growing up, didn't have a dad in the household.
Steve was more of a father figure.
Steve McNair was a hero to me, and heroes are not supposed to die. Drinking, partying, fighting, everything I went through, things that I never thought would happen to me in my life, it was nothing I can control. My anger, my frustration got the best of me. But I prayed about it, and I moved on. This is my testimony.
Dude, I will watch that.
Will ya?
Big fan of Vince Young. Obviously, what he did at Texas, that game against USC was incredible, and he was a star. Then he goes to Tennessee, and, well, things didn't work out too well for him there. But, yeah, I will definitely watch that. I'm a Vince Young fan. I like him.
Now, maybe on the plane you'll watch it. It's August 25th is when Netflix is going to drop that. I believe we're going to be, we go the 25th to Vegas to go to Circa Las Vegas. Right?
Sometime in that window, yes.
Because I know damn well I'm not going to watch that while I'm in Las Vegas.
No.
Actually, it's on a Tuesday. We fly Wednesday the 26th. Shows at Circa Las Vegas that Thursday and Friday, then the weekend. Book your trips. Come hang out with us in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. We heard from one listener that's booked his flight.
Yep.
Will be there with us, and it's always a lot of fun. I mean, it really is, and we say that, and obviously the scenery is good, and all of the above. So yeah, come on out and hang with us, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait. I can't wait. That's why August starts with this. It's going to end with Vegas. It's going to be a good month.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, a damn good month.
Hell, I got Nashville next weekend to see the Foo Fighters.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be fun.
My liver and wallet are going to hate August.
Well, I mean, you're practicing out here.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
we'll get you some more practice before we're all said and done. Cowboys will be back tomorrow on the practice field, back in pads. They are practicing in pads again tomorrow, so it will be a full day for us, a full day for them, to say the least. Now, we're efforting. We will have a player, most likely, and or Stephen Jones scheduled to join us, so we will get that info probably in the morning, but you can count on that for sure. So we'll talk a lot of Dallas Cowboys football, no question about it. Extra innings with James Pledger. That's what's coming up next year on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Full show for Pledge. Can you handle that, Pledge?
Finally.
We'll see.
All right. Well, you guys listen to Pledge because he's going to need a little support, all right, to get through that show. And then be sure and join the fellas in the morning, AJ and Rob. The AJ and Rob show starts at 6 o'clock. Minix and I will be back here in Oxnard at 2. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on